opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is $1 beat.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
ThaBoxingvoice Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, your kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal was for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
ThaBoxingvoice Productions.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Monday morning edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. The weekend is done. The week has started. Many of us are home due to COVID-19, so we're glad that you're rocking out with us, and we are your daily form of entertainment. Don't forget the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. If you're listening to this a week later, then you don't know that that's the number you should be calling into if you're not on a Patreon family. If you're a Patreon, join the Daily Show Skype group and, talk some boxing with us. As today we're going to be talking U.S.-based fighter Frank Sanchez. He's Cuban, boxing out the U.S., and I think his promoter, or rather manager, might be from the UK or has some sort of connections in the UK. But the bottom line is Frank is looking at that WBO route. He's looking at taking a shot at Anthony Joshua. And obviously he's not one fight away or two fights away, but he's trying to put himself in position by jumping up in competition and facing either Michael Hunter or the undefeated Junior Fa in an eliminator for that WBO. Now, we'll give you all the details as to why his manager, Frank Sanchez's manager, believes that this could come to pass. But we're going to be talking about this today. If you're interested, once again, the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241, or add Nesta Gibbs on Skype if you're a Daily Show user. Let's head on out to Corpus Christi's own.
It's me, Mario.
Yo, what is up? What is up? Chilling this morning. Ready to chop it up. Yeah, we got Untitled tonight. No guests today, which is a weird thing that has happened, but definitely got guests lined up for the rest of the week, and we'll start getting those names out pretty soon. But yeah, as far as the topic, look, to me, it's kind of mission impossible, no matter how long you look at it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is PBC and Joshua, and it just doesn't seem to mix right now, for whatever reasons. I mean, obviously people have their reasons, but it's just a volatile situation. But to me, there are just other routes for this guy. I mean, look, PBC showed Frank Sanchez's last time out that you can have cards that stack, that build everybody up. That was an all heavyweight card for the most part, if I'm not mistaken, on TV for sure, but I don't remember what other fights were on there. But anyway, it was awesome. It was awesome, and it built everybody's credibility. Everybody kind of took a notch up, just a little bit, maybe a quarter of a notch up, whatever. But yeah, to me, it's mission impossible. And Frank Sanchez, there are other routes for him.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think he could take Michael Hunter or Junior Fa fight.
No. Um, I'm saying in his overall approach to getting Anthony Joshua not marketing himself, but campaigning in that division for Anthony Joshua. I mean, those fights are just not getting made right now. But as far as the Michael Hunter Junior Fa fights, to be honest with you, I'm gonna be real. I don't know a lot about Junior Fa. I don't think I really remember anything. I mean, I remember he fought Dominic Gwynn. I didn't see that fight. Other than that, I have not seen a ton of them. But as far as Michael Hunter, I mean, that's an interesting fight for both of them. I think if you look at the upsets that have happened in the heavyweight division, if you look at, just on that card that Frank Sanchez was last on, who was that? That was, man, I can't remember who that was. Who was that, Ness? Oh, it was the Kawanaki fight. That's right.
Yeah.
There was an upset right there. So, I don't know. I'm not going to say that this fight would mean more for Frank, obviously, for Frank Sanchez, but I still think Michael Hunter is a viable option, though, and I think for Michael Hunter, it gives him some sort of fighting ground.
So, I mean, according to the article that was done with the manager of Frank Sanchez, and his name is Borao. Let me see if Jeffrey can help. I know Jeffrey ain't Spanish. This might be Spanish. It's gonna be loud, by the way.
Borao.
Yeah, Borao. All right, so I think it's Mario Borao, right? Am I mistaken on that?
No, it's Mario Borao.
Oh, Mike Borao is the manager of Frank Sanchez, and he believes, Mario, that because of COVID and the pushbacks, that Joshua's going to eventually vacate that WBO because he still has the Pulev mandatory and then the Usyk mandatory. So he feels it's just his guess, and I quote, just a guess, but I think Usyk ends up winning a vacated WBO heavyweight title within 12 months. This is what Barrow told Sky Sports. Frank is in a good position to fight for the WBO championship in the event that occurs. I believe Frank versus the WBO number 6 Junior Fa or the number 7 Michael Hunter would make sense. So that's what he's saying. Like, Joshua's not going to be, when COVID comes out, WBO, everybody's going to want to get the ball in motion. And WBO might not wait on Joshua to do 2 title defenses or 2 mandatory defenses. Strip him. Usyk fights Chisora for that belt. Frank Sanchez lines up versus someone to get an eliminator to be next up for that belt. That's what they're saying.
I feel you. Okay, because the based off the article from last week that BoxRec put out and the one that came out this morning, that he didn't mention anything about this hypothetical dropping of the belt. But to be honest with you, I don't think it's the most far-fetched idea at all. There's no indications, there's no implications, there's no rumors or nothing like that. I just, when people have belts, they tend to get busy as their names get higher up there. They tend to not fit the narrative of what the belt holders and the organizations want. You want to take this fight, they want you to fight your mandatory. You want to take this fight, they want you to, sit back for an interim, whatever. But in this case, I think that it's realistic to think that type of scenario could present itself, to me at least.
I mean, I think it makes sense. We're going to have an abundance of backed up fights. Joshua's a, elite level fighter. And similar to Tyson Fury, remember when Fury won all the belts from Vlad, he wasn't going to be bothered with an IBF eliminator. He vacated that belt quickly, and that's how Charles Martin became a champion. So I think we can see this because, you got to do what you got to do to stay in, I guess, title contention. And if you're an elite, stay around and available for the big fight. You can't keep doing these mandatories. Look, I guess the goal is always going to be undisputed, so maybe they find a way. I'm not saying that they won't, But, and I quote, once the boxing world gets back on track, we will try to face one of those younger top 10 type of guys in order to solidify a world title opportunity. So again, they're not just sitting around waiting on anything. They want to put themselves in a position by fighting, decent level competition. And I don't mind either of those two fights. I know you don't know Junior Fa, but I've watched a lot of his fights on Broadway Boxing. He's a Lou DiBella promoted fighter, and I watched a lot of his sparring versus Wilder and others. So I'm ready for him to get his opportunity on the big stage. He's from New Zealand. I know that he is being, I guess, pegged as outpricing himself in a Joe Parker fight. So I'm trying to schedule him just to see his side of the story because media or headlines have him outpriced. And, Parker's on that level. He's been a world champion. I want to know what happened with Fa. Like, I like to tell people don't go for gusto on your first opportunity. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get in the door. Once you in the door, your pay grade's going to change.
Yo, but listen, right now Frank Sanchez sits at the 10th spot for the WBO. He's actually currently their NABO champion at heavyweight. And then you have Michael Hunter sitting at 7 and Junior Fa sitting at 6. Like, if you think about it as like a Mortal Kombat type of game, like he's got the perfect names to me in hand because anybody else ahead of you, you got Pulev, who should rack up a loss, at some point this year if the fights stay the same. And then you got Daniel Dubois, who's in very tough against Joe Joyce. And then, of course, you have the Joseph Parker and then Usyk. Parker, I'm not going to say is going to lose or will lose, but, if that meeting between those two ever happens, it would solidify who should, get Usyk in his opinion, because Usyk would be the person fighting for a vacant belt. But also it could get him, at least the mandatory with Joshua.
Yo, my boy Zhao Zhang is at 11. But I like that Sanchez and his team aren't jumping too, high or ahead of themselves. Even though they're just not asking for the names that are tied up. Usyk's tied up with Chisora. Parker isn't really tied up. He was trying to get that deal done with Fa. Dubois tied up with Joyce. Pulev tied up with AJ. Ruiz, again, that's. I don't think Ruiz will take a Frank Sanchez fight. He's looking for some Eastern European type of tune-up. So Junior Fa 6 and Michael Hunter 7 is good. Plus, I believe Michael Hunter did enough to beat Povetkin. So since he didn't get the win, I'm pretty sure he's going to be fighting very hard next time out.
I think he at least did enough to take something away from the fight in loss.
Definitely. And Hunter's never won to turn down a challenge, right? Like, he's ready to get in there with all the top names. So I think any of these two fights make sense. Now, do they make sense for a title eliminator? Because if Usyk beats Chisora, who's number 9, then that means obviously Chisora doesn't deserve a title shot. You take him out. Mm-hmm. Then Pulev loses to AJ, so he doesn't deserve a title shot. You take him out. I guess the only other name is Andy. Depends who Andy faces. If Andy faces a greater name than a Junior Fa or Michael Hunter, he makes a case to be mandatory. But if you really let number 10 Sanchez fight number 6 or 7 Hunter, that win may be greater than anything that anyone else has done after Usyk gets his win and after AJ gets his win versus their respective opponents. I mean, because that means the bottom half of the top 10 would have to graduate, right? So guys like my guys, Zhao Zhang, he would have to have proven something to be in the number 5, 6, 7, 8 spots.
Yeah.
Joyce, he's locked in with Dubois, so Joyce will probably lose his opportunity or be tied up in some sort of rematch. Tom Schwartz jumps back up there and gets a crack at it, I guess, in those WBO rankings. Remember, we're speaking strictly WBO rankings here.
Yeah, no, listen, and PBC could be putting themselves in a promotional pit, and that's what earlier I was saying. For them to navigate within the PBC rankings, they can still do that. If you start with Michael Hunter in some fashion, whatever fashion, that's the best way, in my opinion, to start off with. Because if you're ultimately leaning towards, a Frank Sanchez, Andy Ruiz type of fight, I don't know. That would be a fight I think that they could promote towards. That would
Why would
be
they be
able to
leaning to
establish
that?
a
You like
WBO.
that?
I like it. I don't think it's bad at all.
I think Andy, I think Andy has
no. Right
bigger
this second,
options
no.
out there.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna-
think, and I don't
yeah,
think that a Sanchez win over Junior Fa or Hunter puts him on an Andy level. Like Andy's number 5, cool. So he's reachable.
Yeah, but where does Andy go though? That's
But
the
Andy
big
got
issue with
options.
it.
You seen that? Andy can fight Luis Ortiz, which is considered more dangerous, but at the same time,
sure.
If you're Andy and his team, Ortiz is 40.
But
Ortiz
again, remember,
got 2
I'm working
knockouts.
within I'm working within the restraints of the WBO rankings. If this is his plan, I didn't tell him to make this plan, but if you're going to go this route, that's definitely a route they could go.
I just think we seen
in-house,
Andy.
too.
We seen Andy turn down Dillian White, who was higher ranked and would have put him in a better position. So why would he take a Frank Sanchez? That's just how I'm looking at it. Like he's above that. He's looking at real names in the division. And we seen him post that Luis Ortiz. I think that's real. I think they're testing us. They being PBC. I think that is a real option for him. I don't know that it's real off the first fight back. Andy still hasn't even made a decision on his trainer, but he posted that he's training. So I don't know, a bit strange on that one.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. But Frank Sanchez, he's definitely still got like a lot to prove. He's definitely not on that Ruiz level for sure. But all I'm saying is that, if you're carving out paths for these young heavyweights, these in-house fights are the fights to make for them right now. And they've shown that at PBC they can build these cards that are exciting and fun, even if they're not necessarily game changers in terms of opponents. They're still great cards. So, Frank Sanchez has a little bit more to prove, though.
It'll be interesting who they pick, right? Because we know Hunter's a DAZN fighter who's been having some pretty big DAZN fights. I don't think he's going to go to PBC where Sanchez's last fight was at. So is it Junior Fa, who's just a Lou DiBella promoted fighter and never fought on DAZN or any premium sort of big network? But then again, Lou was outcast according to the rumors, right? He's on the outside looking in. Does Lou I know that he does based on our interviews and conversations, but does Lou let his fighter go over there? My opinion is that he does because he's going to do what's best for his fighter. As you can see, he's got fighters with Top Rank. He's got fighters on DAZN. He's had fighters on PBC. So he's going to do what's best for his fighter. Remember, Tevin's his fighter. So I don't know.
I mean, but whose opportunity is that between Junior Fa and Frank Sanchez? That's what you're saying, right?
I mean, if you're Lou, it's an opportunity for your guy.
Okay.
Like you got to remember, Sanchez now is with Canelo. He's Team Canelo now. No boxing, no life. Eddie Reynoso, so he's bringing a little bit more search ranking, And listen, if you're Junior Fa, you've always been on the outside looking in. Like you haven't been able to be on the level of Sanchez and fight on the cards that he has in front of the audiences that he has. Junior Fa's been club level fights. He hasn't gotten that opportunity. Lou hasn't been able to put him in position. So this would be a position. This would be an opportunity, Well,
look, like I said, I mean, I've obviously I'm familiar with the name Junior Fa, but as far as seeing him being able to say which fighter's better, I can't do. All I'm basing my opinion off of whether it's a clear cut opportunity for Junior Fa and not Frank Sanchez's opportunity, as I thought that you were saying at first. I can't speak to that, but I just know where Frank Sanchez is at in his career, and he's really not an opportunity for anybody. I mean, this is a guy that you can beat tomorrow, and people are just going to say, well, he didn't have the goods. He hasn't gotten to this level where, he's a bona fide or solidified, world beater in our eyes yet.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the fight that's gonna do that for him. I don't know about making him a world beater, but if you knock out an undefeated Junior Fa, I mean, look, now that I'm thinking about it, just by saying the word undefeated and knockout, he might as well go for Hunter. Hunter's more of a name on the world level. He's been in with better names and he's fought on both, sides, right? He's had his win over, I think it's like Idios Kaleides, the big, heavyweight that dropped.
Oh, yeah.
The one that dropped F.A. Ajagba. He beat him on PBC. And then he's had, 2 fights on DAZN now? He's had that Demetrenko fight, and he had that one was like in Monaco. Then he had the other one with Povetkin. Did he have another one that I'm not missing, maybe?
I think that's it. Let me see.
But those...
Povetkin, Kuzmin.
He fought Kuzmin on DAZN too then.
Yeah, he did.
So, he's a little further along. So Sanchez might be wanting to go for that name.
Actually, it doesn't look like that had a...
What?
It didn't look like that had a televised... Oh,
what,
yeah, that
Kuzma?
was the Devin Haney. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you're right. It was on DAZN.
Hell yeah.
I was just trying to make sure because I was like... I knew it was back-to-back, but I didn't remember it being Kuzmin.
Yeah, man. So again, if you're Sanchez, I guess if you can get the WBO to approve Junior Fa, then from a managerial, strategic standpoint, you do go for Fa because
over Hunter?
Yeah, because he's less experienced and you got an eliminator out of him. But if you gangster and you looking to make a name for yourself, then you go for Hunter because he's the bigger name in the world, and it will give you a better name in the division. You know what I mean? It's all about what they want to do. But strategically, now thinking about it, I think they would end up going down the Junior Fa less experienced route. But I think that they'll be surprised. Junior Fa seems to be pretty good. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I mean it's hard to call Junior Fa right now based on his level of opposition, right? You can't say. I mean, you could definitely say he's the softer of the two or the less experienced of the two. But with Michael Hunter, you're going to get a fight. You know what kind of fight that is. It's going to be a hard no. So would you rather put yourself in a position where you know what you're going to be facing, even though you know it's going to be tough? Or would you rather put yourself in a situation where you don't know what you're facing and you don't know how tough? So that's a tough question. I would prefer the Michael Hunter fight, not just because I haven't seen Junior Fa fight, but because I'm familiar with those two, Frank Sanchez and Michael Hunter. I think it could get not sloppy, but maybe a little ugly at times, which is normal with Cuban fighters. But I do think it gets fun. I do think it gets exciting. I do think they exchange.
Yeah, I think the Hunter fight, it just does more for him. I think that Fa is technically a little more disciplined than Hunter. We seen Hunter lunge in, but he lands those punches. He's throwing these punches from awkward, positions, and he's landing them. But Fa's a little more traditional on the technical side. It would be interesting to see which route they go. Listen, we're going to open up these phone lines. If you guys are interested in this topic and you want to go ahead and voice your opinion, then you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time, if you want to voice your opinion right here. I guess anything secondary out there? I think there was something else I wanted to add that is totally irrelevant to the topic. Let me check if I...
The one thing I wanted to talk about last night that I saw super late, I don't know if you saw that Boxing Scene article. It was actually an interview with, I can't remember who it was, but Crawford talking about conspiracy theories and COVID-19.
I seen Enrique posted it in the chat. I was thinking that's probably a tonight Untitled thing, right?
Yeah, that's
because
why
it's on the conspiracy level.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring it up.
I like it
because
though. I like it.
So do I. So do I.
The only
So do
thing
I.
is, I mean, look, man, Untitled, man. It's really Untitled. It's really Untitled
Yeah,
because
it's got to be because it's just gonna open up so much.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because honestly, like I'm connecting some of it with what you had posted yesterday, which is also going to be great for Untitled. That video with the chip.
Yeah.
Yo,
Whoa.
Oh, yo. That was like I could barely even breathe. Like I couldn't watch that without like itching all over. I don't know why.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just need to wait for Untitled because that's why I put the video. Like, you know, I dissect videos. That is a little crazy.
Dude, that was man, y'all gotta watch Untitled because
Did you have an opportunity? I know it was short notice, but did you get to check out Code 8? Just for...
I haven't yet, but I am gonna watch it right now.
Yeah, cool.
Not right now, but you know, here.
Yeah.
Here
For anyone that's gonna join us tonight on Untitled, you know, maybe you want to give out at least check the trailer for Code 8, just so you could be able to have some knowledge on it and talk about it on tonight's Untitled. You'll get the notification. I've also put out a video on Patreon showing you how to get those notifications. So if you want to, you know, click on that. It's called instructional, like the tags are instructional videos, Patreon videos. You can find it by searching those 2 tags. But it is over the weekend, so you could just scroll down and find that post. It's a video. You'll be able to see how to go ahead and activate those notifications. So you get that notification every time we create a post to go live, all right? Once again, the number to call in, you know, if you haven't pressed 1, we can't get to you. We're going to go out to our callers first. Quick word from our sponsors. Any final thoughts?
Nah, man. I would just Frank Sanchez is a guy who I really think could have a pretty significant career. I think he's talented. I think that he's marketable in terms of his you know, his story and everything.
I know this is your final thought.
Hunter.
I know this is your final thought, but like, I don't know that he's marketable. I think the best thing they did was hook him up with Reynoso. Like, I wasn't even caring about Sanchez before he hooked up with Reynoso.
Really?
Honestly, like, come on, bro. When's the last time a Cuban heavyweights impressed you? Like, even Luis Ortiz is
Luis Ortiz is right there.
But even him, like, he's got whack ass fights with Malik Scott, Dave Allen, like numerous shit fights. Like,
but
his biggest fights, my man, his biggest fights are being knocked out. Like, come on. Like, there's very few Cubans.
Arguably the second or third best heavyweight in the world. I mean,
arguably, schmarguably, the biggest name on his resume is who? Kaufman?
Yeah, probably.
I'm just saying, like, and look, that's not his fault. He's on that Gilligan's Island. A lot of fighters end up being on Gilligan's Island and not being able to show their talent, you know.
It's good. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, but we all know that, you know, he gets credit for looking good. The way that we give a lot of other fighters credit for that. Like, there's a lot of other fighters that get credit for looking good or eye test, but ain't nobody... I'm gonna take all that back because Luis Ortiz is the one Cuban heavyweight that we do want to see fight. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing him with Joshua or with Andy. I want the fight with Andy. So I guess he's one of those Cuban fighters that does have fans want to see him fight. Laura used to be that way for a certain point, and then he kind of got that, you know, boring title. But Casamayor, I guess, used to be for that for one point, and then later half of his career, like, people just say he didn't let his hands go. I mean, this man, like, Ugas, beginning of his career, he don't let his hands go enough. People just start giving him props when he beat Figueroa and had a tight fight with Porter. Like, Cubans don't really, like, come on, who's calling in talking about, I want to see Rances Bartholomew versus Ryan Garcia. Like,
no, for sure. I mean, look, but there's levels to
or
this
his
thing.
brother.
You know what
What is his brother's name? LD, we don't even know them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We don't even. I'm just trying to bring it back to what I mean, and I think he did the right thing by hooking up with the right trainer because it gets you more publicity. More publicity. Like, same thing for Andy. Same thing for Wilder. If he linked up with George, it's gonna get more publicity. And that's what's happening with Sanchez because honestly, He didn't even knock out DeWelko. Like, how I'ma back you as a heavyweight, you can't knock out a journeyman. Like, I know DeWelko's tough. We all know he's tough. And maybe he never been knocked out. But isn't that what we want to see from you, especially in this monstrous division? This undersized man thinks he's going to win a world title and he can't knock out DeWelko? I don't know,
Yeah,
bro.
no, listen, there are levels to this thing. Is he as marketable as a guy like Luis Ortiz? No, because Ortiz was not marketable because of any other reason other than he possessed this monstrous power. And then you added in the Cuban factor, you added in the age, you added in a lot of other little things that kind of build up who he is and his brand. With Frank Sanchez, it's kind of the other way around. He is a little undersized, but he relies more on speed. So, they're marketable qualities. I'll put it that way. If he can remain unbeaten, he serves to, I think, benefit more than other fighters. Specifically with the backing that he's got and the team that he's got right now.
So Andre Diacono, what's going on? New Jersey, stand up. He says, any truth to the rumors of ESPN and Dan Rayfield parting ways? I mean, that was news to me because Andre sent me, a tweet by Ellie Setback who's saying sources have indicated that to him. That would be strange because then he just re-up his deal. So I don't know why Dan would be leaving ESPN. Plus, he seems like a guy that really loves boxing. So, like, what else is he going to do?
Yeah.
Did you see or hear about that on the Twitterverse?
Yeah, the only thing I saw was about Ellie putting that out. And the only reason I didn't believe it was because it was Ellie. And they've had beefs in the past.
That is true.
They've had a lot of shit back and forth. So I at first just didn't really believe it. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe that's so on the nose for Ellie, like something that, everybody's going to expect me to make this up. But if he has an actual scoop, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would do it if he has a scoop. So it's a tough one to really, wrap your head around. Initially, I ignored it just because it was Ellie. But I don't know. I could see it. He's been there so long. And here's the other thing about Dan Rayfield that people don't really know. Like, his fan engagement, like, he really knows how to tug at those strings. If he started his own website, as long as he had somebody doing it and, managing the back end, he could probably be very successful. Like, he has a lot of followers that follow him. And so I don't know. I could see him doing his own thing as long as he had somebody there. I don't know how easy it is to work with. They've never had to work with them. But,
I'm sure a guy like Dan is getting a deal though. Like, let's hypothetical the whole conversation, all right? Like, bro, he's going to DAZN. Like, he's gonna have some sort of television show. Maybe he'll be a commentator. Maybe
I don't know about that part. That's the only part because
what,
look,
non-compete clause or something.
No, not even that. I just think he's kind of not the. He's big. He's a big guy. I don't think he would be able to be put in a role where he's an on-air personality and have that show function normally, like the way it works. Like, he's done great at these closed site, shows on ESPN where it's him in his office and he's just sitting there. But I think if these rumors are true, I think it's because Steve Kim's going to come in from the back end. I think Steven takes,
yeah, but he's not old enough. He's not old enough to be replaced by Kim. If anything, Kim is replacing Nigel Benn or what's his name? Nigel Collins or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that old dude is. Like, you kidding me? Like,
yeah, but all he does is write though.
And that's what I'm saying. This is writing. You could be 1,000 years old and still write. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, Steve is coming in, I think he could come in because he can do a multitude of things that Dan isn't doing right now.
Yes and no. They had Brian Campbell and he was.
Oh, that's true.
He was the poster boy for television, and they didn't use him any more or any less.
But they did use him a little early on, and then they stopped.
Yeah, but it was .com only. It was .com only. Listen, I love Brian. You know what I mean? It was .com only. But think about it this way, man. You sleeping? They bring in Dan to DAZN. They got his social media. They got his following, and now they have the dynamic of him and and Chris Mannix, and together those two guys blend well. They can definitely do some sort of on-air show or thing. And
on air, I could rock with. I just don't think they bring him in like with like a Lampley style fight game type of show. You feel me?
Yeah, but why not just a commentator? Period, like a fight analyst. Like you got who's the guy that's always there with Mora?
I don't know.
Exactly. Bye bye. Who is he? Who is he though? For real, like why not have a dude that doesn't need paper? A dude. I mean, I'm hoping Dan is as good as us, but like, all his years there, he's got to have so much on his memory that's the guy you need to help Mora. I really don't know. I'm not being sarcastic. So if someone could call in, let us know who commentates with Mora, then let us know. And if he's that good, keep him and make it 3, because it was Lampley, Merchant, who else?
Kellerman. Roy, yeah. Or George.
Yeah, so
or Kellerman.
Come on. I think it was Eric Gomez who had a massive pic of Dan Rayfield in his house. What? God,
what?
These UK dudes. I'm just looking at the chat. Galito's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be really interesting, though. I mean, Dan
what if his Impact Network? What if his Impact Network? They need. Look, he said, "Oh, we got deals with TMZ." What if they was like, "Fuck it, let's just buy Dan Rayfield"?
See, but I think that it would be smarter for them to do like a paid tweet post type of thing. You know what I mean? Like we'll give you X amount every time you tweet this.
Why are we gonna pay
Instagram
you per
that, whatever?
No, it's more expensive,
No?
man. Think about it. Why would I pay a freelancer when I could give him a salary?
I mean, because it'd be cheaper. I mean, to give him a salary, you'd have to pay him for the writing. What are you really gonna do with it?
But that's the thing. You give him a salary. You give him a salary and you use everything. You don't just use his social media. You use him.
Here's the only way they do that. They do that if they're starting their own sort of platform. Because right now they couldn't. His main contribution is writing. So where would they put any of his writing? Where would they put any?
But that's the thing. You trying to box him in. You trying to box him in.
I'm boxing it in the Impact Network that they're putting on fights, but they're not really putting on other programming just yet.
Impact could use him as a commentator. Who the hell was commentating Austin Trout's fight?
Sure. Okay, for sure. Who was it? Do you remember?
No,
I don't remember.
Me neither.
I don't even think I had volume the time when I was listening to it. I was just not listening with volume.
Impact or Christian Network would be perfect for Dan Buffet King. Jeez, you guys are so mean.
Dude, that is not cool. Like, here's the thing. Like, what I said, I was just being like realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man Dan, like I love him. He's a good dude and he's a really great writer. Honestly, if you want to know how to write boxing, just study the way he writes. He does it perfect to a T. I mean, journalism school 101, but he's a big dude. He is. He's a big guy, and it's not easy for big guys like that to have like
Andy made it okay. Stuff. Andy made it okay to be big. Big guys are back popping. It's the year to big.
It's okay to be big. I'm not saying it's not okay to be big.
No, you just shamed him.
Functional to be big.
What you mean not functional, bro? Talk to a fucking football player.
He said you could be 300 pounds and move fast, champ.
Look, I'm the most brutal, most vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match.
You came in at the wrong time.
Yo, I'm hearing about linemen and shit boxing.
Yo, Mario over here fat shaming.
You bitch! Don't say that shit.
Yo, you are. Listen. Oprah has given us many shades of her career, and it's always been okay for Oprah. It's always been okay.
That's not what I said at all.
That's what you insinuated. That's what you insinuated.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Could you see someone like Dan filling in a role of like a Jim Lampley for the Fight Game show?
Is that? Wait, you're saying he's not camera beauty?
Yo, but why yo, why you acting like they were showing Lampley's legs? Like, dude, he's gonna be in front of a desk.
On his legs. I'm just saying, like, he has to rotate the chair, and then he. Yo,
if you know what I'm saying? Wait till you go back and hear this and hear how bad you're saying.
Bad?
You're saying that he's so fat he can't rotate the chair, bruh.
Bro, you just said that. I did not say that, bro.
Bro, you're just leaving out that word. You're leaving out that word, but that's what you're saying.
I'm high, bro. You can't do this when I'm high. Look,
it all depends. Like, I mean, he might be a great writer, but I mean, he might not be so much of a good speaker.
You know what's funny?
Man, I'm banging a drum for him. You guys are bugging. How?
No. If he is in a situation where it's like a Skype type call, like they used to do on ESPN,
why do you keep boxing him into that?
Because that's the best scenario for him, where he gets to utilize his words, which he is a master at, and not have to utilize the physicalities of, being a host or a commentator or something. I mean,
how much movement does a fucking host do?
Yo, big
you
dog,
acting like
hold it.
Yo, he's acting like Dan's gonna have a fucking asthma attack during the show, bro. We gotta move on, yo. You're killing Dan. That's not fair, man.
I'm not even killing Dan, bro. I'm a fan of
Dan. That dude's honestly never gonna fuck with you. You're blocked on. You're blocked on his Tuesday chat now.
Freak. I'm a Dan Raphael fight freak, dog. Come on,
dog. That's not right, man.
Dan versus Mario.
I'm one of his fight freaks.
I don't think that this is true, because I remember him just signing a new deal, and right now boxing is booming, and he's like, come on, man, like they need him for this whole top rank deal.
Let me feed Alex what's going on. So we were talking the title, what we were talking with Frank Sanchez, and I can't remember who. Somebody brought this to our attention about the information about Dan Raphael and ESPN parting ways, but what you have to remember is that was coming from the person that broke it was Ellie Setback, and him and Dan have had very much beef.
So maybe he'd be like very, I guess, excited to break the news.
That's what I'm saying. Like at first I didn't believe it. I saw it on Twitter.
Listen,
and I was
it's
like,
a theoretical conversation until the rumors proven, true.
Yeah.
One of
at
our
the same time, I don't think he would come out like lying, knowing that we all know that he would be the type of person that would make this up.
Yeah.
And he don't like him.
I mean,
it
might not be true though, man. They I don't know. I don't think that I would hope that
be a mistake.
I would hope that Ellie has a source, and that's what they told him. But I think outside of the source, it's hard to believe it's true, because Dan just got a new deal. Like, you don't just give a dude a raise.
I don't remember when that was,
and extend the contract. I remember him tweeting it like, "Yo, I just extended."
I think it's been about 4 years now.
Dan ain't going nowhere, man.
He ain't going nowhere, bro. Nigel Collins is like 81,000 years old, and he's still there.
Yeah, but he writes like he's written some amazing pieces in the past, like in a way they kind of keep him around like Burt Sugar, kind of, and like he's just this nostalgic piece.
He's not Burt Sugar, and
he's definitely no Burt Sugar.
And and I'm not saying that his knowledge isn't there. I'm saying that he's not as memorable. Like, he hasn't been a public figure. He wasn't a public figure like Burt Sugar, and Dan is their everyday guy. But look,
when he tried podcasting, it was really, really bad. It went really bad for them, really fast.
So Cuban Flash, huh? Frank Sanchez, huh?
Dan, his name is Flash too? Yeah. His name is Flash?
Yeah,
the Cuban Flash.
They trying to rack up all the flashes in that Reynoso gym.
Everybody's about speed at the Reynoso gym.
Hey man, speed kills though. That's the phrase in boxing. Speed kills.
Yo, Frank Sanchez thinks he could take out my man AJ.
No. Wait. You Russian.
I read that same one too. That's not what he said. Ness was hiding this other article.
No, I sent both links to Yaya.
I did not see that one. I did not. I promise. I got another one.
The Sky Sports. Listen, what he said is it's like this. They looking at it like COVID-19 hit us hard. We don't know when boxing's gonna reset. By the time it resets, AJ's busy with Pulev defending his mandatory defense with the IBF. So his manager, Mike Barro, believes that in the next 12 months, Usyk will fight for that WBO and become champ, which will then make them petition to the WBO to put Sanchez in an eliminator with either Junior Fa or Michael Hunter. That's where we at.
So where do we go? Junior Fa versus Frank Sanchez. Who wins? Like, I don't know, man. Like he's come about. Frank Sanchez kind of came out of left field for me. You know what I mean? I didn't really like pay attention too much to his fights when he first came in. He was fucking super active in 2018. Like if not, he fucking fought all his fights in 2018 minus like 5 and shit. But he moved pretty fast. I'm guessing they pushed him fast like that because might be a Cuban amateur. Has a lot of background in the amateur game. But I can't say much to the competition that he built up this resume with. I don't know who the fuck these guys are. It looks like he was beating up bartenders and taxi cab drivers, and then he finally fought a solid dude with maybe Joey DeWelko. I mean, I can't speak too much to Victor Bisbal too. I mean, he's kind of like the Porter Rock that's just kind of there for a call and shit. So,
yeah, but Bisbal had that fight on Top Rank. It was like 2 big ass fat heavyweights, but they went at it. One was from Chicago and Bisbal was from Puerto Rico. And listen, Bisbal was a guy that Stephen Shaw, up and coming heavyweight with around 15 fights, was on our show, interviewed him, and he called out Victor Bisbal. So like Sanchez. You're not gonna, unless you're like some fucking star, you're not gonna, in your first 15, you ain't gonna find an abundance of elite level names. To find some C-level fighters on your resume in 15 fights as a heavyweight, that's decent. Honestly, like, I do give him credit for Bisbal, DeVaco. Who else could we throw in there? Let's see.
Nah, like Bisbal and DeWaco is like the only guys, bro. And like, I'm not saying that that Junior Fa got a super better resume either, but I guess we gotta just look to see how efficient they are in taking these guys out at that skill level. Then I could probably get a sense of what I'm looking at. But I haven't seen too much of Frank's fights, except for that. I think that Victor Bisbal and another one. I don't see too much wow, like as far as power. We're always looking for the power in this heavyweight division. I like Junior Fa for power. He's bigger, lengthier. I think a Junior Fa versus Frank Sanchez would be a serious test for both fighters, I could say. You know what I'm saying? Kind of eliminating themselves out of the way to get that opportunity for AJ. But I still see AJ, man. Yo, y'all be straight sleeping on my boy, bro. Like, he ain't going to, take it to the top. Y'all counting him out, man. Every time
no one's counting him out. People just have a route. This is his route. He's got to bring it to fruition. Like, this is just their route. He's not even talking AJ. He wants the WBO belt. And he's telling you that in their scenario, AJ's going to be vacating that belt. So he doesn't want AJ. He wants AJ's belt.
Okay. He's not directly putting the scope on AJ like that.
No, because they don't want AJ. They know this belt may become vacant in their scenario. So this belt, he's essentially saying he's gonna fight and beat Usyk, because he's saying WBO is gonna be vacated. Usyk will fight for it in the next 12 months, and we willing to fight for an eliminator versus Hunter or Fa. So that's what I'm saying. It's like he's coming at Usyk, a smaller heavyweight, more in his range. He ain't even thinking AJ. AJ's name, this is Sky Sports' attempt to use AJ's name for views. AJ's name doesn't have to be in the title. He put that there because, they put that there because that's what they want. They want the belt. They want it to be, AJ's name for SEO power.
Yo, and Frank Sanchez ain't that much bigger than fucking Usyk. So, I mean, we might just have another matchup where Usyk kind of dances around like he did with Chaz. I mean, it's like 1 inch taller, and your reach is actually shorter than Usyk's and shit. I mean, the same reach. And sometimes BoxRec kind of, ain't as accurate as they should be sometimes with these little small details, but he's not that much bigger, man. I think Usyk is gonna bring it to Frank, man. He gonna beat Frank. Frank got to come in with a specific game plan in order to trap that cat, because That man moves too much, and he knows how to counterpunch. I mean, I don't know how aggressive Frank Sanchez is. You know, Cuban style is always known for boxing and all that. So we need an aggressive guy, man, to beat Usyk. We need a guy that's gonna come in there, like, in my opinion, Junior Fa. You know, somebody's gonna come in there and throw some bombs. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Got to go back to see what Frank Sanchez is good at. Maybe I go back and watch a couple of more fights, but
ain't too much to watch, champ. Ain't too much
they all
to watch.
KOs too. Like, I don't even know what round this shit. He KOing these.
Sanchez hasn't proven anything to me in power. Like, he knocked out a dude that was knocked out by Anthony Sims Jr., who's like 168 pounder. So it's like, you know, it's like I said earlier in the show, he didn't even not hurt, but knocked out DeVaco. So, you know, this is all just talk. This is all just they plan. They gotta bring it to fruition. You know what I mean? But he went 10 full rounds with DeVaco. Now DeVaco's only been stopped once, but look, man, you Charles Martin did it. You should have been able to do it. You know what I mean? Charles Martin, former world champ. It would have put a little bit more of a statement. It would have made more of a statement, but that's not the way that it went down. So, whatever. But let's open it up, man. Let's see what they got. Talk some boxing, man. I don't think we ever went to the sponsors, did we? Because we started going secondary conversations.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. Let's go out to Getty, Harlem. What up?
How we living, y'all, man? Good morning.
Good morning, man. How's your Monday going?
I'm blessed, man. I'm already glued to the laptop. I'm here working, just listening, But just to get on, I can't wait till Tuesday for the film study. I don't know if we decided which fight we want to watch, but somebody had put me on to Castillo and Corrales. So if that's up for a vote, I want to add that.
I think we did. Didn't we do Castillo Morales last week? Oh, you said no. You said Castillo Morales. I'm sorry. I thought Mayweather.
Oh, no, Corrales. I said if I said Morales, I meant to say Corrales. But that's. Yeah. No. I didn't cut off. I thought you was gonna say something. But and another thing, I'm hyped for Friday. I'm looking forward for that Mario Stainless 2. Like I said, it's TBV.com, TBV Promotions, TBV everything, man. I like where this is headed, man. Salute to y'all.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Let me just say this. And I don't usually say things like this at all. But I wrote a bar last night that is so epic. I think if I spit it, that's the thing. That's the only. Honestly, I think I could just say this one bar and it's over. No. I'm sorry. It's got a setup, so it's actually 4 bars, but it's really one punchline. It's 4 bars, but it's one punchline. And I honestly think that's.
Yo, they
all
both talking greasy now.
He out here spitting acid like Reptile, Mortal Kombat.
I'm telling you, this is my prediction. This line is spit, and the vocals of y'all shouting go so high, it shuts the show down and it's over.
Damn.
So.
Damn.
My prediction.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna give my boomerang some time, but let's get on out to
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my
Good morning, TBV family. What up?
What up, Joe? Good morning, man. How's you doing over there? Is it still raining?
Oh, man, it's back to gloom and doom, man. We had a little break of sunlight, and it went back to cloudy, man.
Man, it's raining over here, too. Ugly.
It's like the coronavirus got its theme scenery going on right now, man. Ain't that some shit? Oh man. Far as Junior Fa versus Sanchez, I like the fight. They kind of remind me of Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis. Kind of like they at the same level right now. But I would like to see that fight, man. See who comes out on top. I did like the way he beat Joey Sanchez. He was kind of like the heavyweight lord to me, and looking forward to see what this guy has, man. That's all I got, fellas. Everybody have a blessed, no stress day.
Can he beat Hunter? Can he beat Hunter or Fi, in your opinion? Because that's the name.
I know. I don't know, man. I need to see more. As of right now, I don't know. I can't call it right now. I'll be jumping off on the ledge if I did. I have only seen that one fight of that guy. So, but I like his style. He's like a heavyweight lord to me, though.
All right.
Said Frank Info Joe Sanchez.
Peace, family.
Joe, man, stay safe, champ. Let's see who we got. Trey in the Bay. I know it's early. You ready for that first one?
He in the Bay.
She in the Bay.
Alcatraz.
All right, not yet. We going to Oklahoma. Israel, what up?
Hey, good morning. I'm just listening as you can go on.
All right. We got Jay in Colorado. Good morning.
Jay.
Shit, my back. You hear me? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got you.
What's good, Ness? What's good, Mario? What's good, Doomy?
What up?
All right, my bad. I thought I was on mute. What's the questions?
Well,
Now
we're
we
talking
talking-
Frank Sanchez and the possibility of him facing Michael Hunter in an Eliminator or Junior Fa. Who do you think wins those fights?
What happened with that Hunter and Povetkin fight? That didn't come out to a draw?
It did. Povetkin moved on to fight Dillian White. Remember that fight got postponed because of COVID.
Yeah. Michael Hunter, he ain't showed me enough, but against Frank Sanchez, well, you said Frank Sanchez against Junior Fa or both of them against Michael Hunter?
Nah, Sanchez versus Fa or Sanchez versus Hunter.
I ain't really seen Fa get tested, but Michael Hunter, like a little, I don't think he got all that power moving up, just like kind of Usyk. So I would low key take Fa against Hunter, but I don't think Frank Sanchez will beat Hunter. But I don't think Usyk, if Usyk gets that belt, that WBO belt, I don't think he's gonna be reigning for a long time. I don't think he's no Evander Holyfield like we seen against what's his dude's name, Tyrone Sponge. That it take Usyk a minute, yeah. So I don't think he got nothing for those big heavyweights, especially like Fa. You know, like he's a real heavyweight.
Usyk ain't fight Sponge. That fight never happened.
Yeah,
who's that dude he fought?
He fought Chaz Teaspoon.
Teaspoon, whatever dude's name was. You know, dude shouldn't have even been in the ring. Tell me not, dude should not have even been in the ring. And Usyk couldn't get him out of there. So it's just like, yo, we should be questioning Usyk, you know? People get up for different.
We've been questioning Usyk. It's only the UK dudes that believe in Usyk right now. But Jay, let me get to Jay in Nueva Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
You can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. What you want to bet on?
You bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, what up, Ness?
Morning. What up?
What up, Big Mario, the stainless killer?
What up?
Damn, I don't get no rebuttal. All right.
You ain't hear him?
I'm betting the house on Mario. I Stainless put that out in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and bet the house on Mario. Y'all get me?
Hey,
yeah, we hear you fine.
I appreciate that.
Oh.
Hey, I'm gonna make you that money.
Dan, Stainless taking bets?
Yeah, Stainless up there saying bet the house on Mario. I'm rolling with Mario. I think Mario gonna stop him in more dominating fashion on the round 2. Nah, but you got you said Hunter versus who?
Frank Sanchez.
I got Hunter. I just believe I like Hunter in that fight, and I do like what Jay from Colorado just said. I do agree with him on Ugas. I don't see Ugas doing much at the heavyweight division. I don't think he got nothing for the big guys up there. I do see him
You mean
probably
Usyk?
being able to. Usyk. Yeah, I meant to say Usyk. If I didn't say it, I don't believe in Usyk just as yet. I don't even think he could be none of the top heavyweights. I don't even think he could be Dylan White, and I'm not a big fan of
What about
Dylan White. And
Chisora though? What about Chisora? Because that's who he's gonna be
Chisora, no,
fighting.
I think I want to see what he do against Chisora, but I won't be surprised if Chisora give him problems and stuff. So I'm looking forward to see what even if he get past Chisora, I still don't have him beating the likes of a Luis Ortiz, a Dylan White with that one hook, and definitely no Wilder, no Joshua, and no Tyson Fury. He'll kill him. But that's my first call.
All right, all right. Let me get to New Orleans. His brother.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Good morning. What's up, y'all?
What up? You sound like you still asleep.
Yeah, man. Somebody, I was called and I was woke up. Somebody called me on this show, man. So I just answered and I stayed on. But I'm still in the bed, man. But I got Hunter versus that dude you just said.
Frank Sanchez.
Yeah, I take Hunter. I'm not too big on him. He ain't no big puncher, but he very. I think he a big well he's not no big heavyweight to me, but he's he's athletic and he could throw a lot of punches and stuff like that.
You mean Hunter?
Hunter, yeah,
Yeah,
Hunter,
yeah.
right, the one that fought
Povetkin.
Yeah, him. That's who we talking about, right?
Yep. No,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you meant he was athletic because I think Frank Sanchez is a bit athletic as well. So I didn't know who you were saying.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I gotta look up French. Who you say his name again? French Sanchez.
Frank Sanchez, he's the one that just fought
Frank
and beat Joey DeVaco on PBC.
Now I'm still gonna take Hunter on. I'm gonna go look him up though, and I'm gonna roll with Hunter. Um.
I
Oh,
mean, you know he trained by Canelo Trainer just so you can hate him a
man,
little
I'm not.
more.
Listen, man, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried. I'm definitely taking Hunter. Definitely taking
They
Hunter.
go to bias.
Hey, look, for the matchup Friday, I'm gonna roll with. I'm gonna roll with Stainless this time, man. I think Stainless will. Yep. I think
Man.
I'm
But
saying
you
it
got a
now.
sneak peek? You got a sneak peek or something?
I don't know nothing.
Yo,
I just
if I
think
was a
Stainless will-
rapper, you'd be included in my verse just for that. I'm just
Who, me?
wink, Mario.
He said you
Hey.
get slaughtered. You get slaughtered.
Look, hey, I think Stanley's gonna pull it out this time. That's my prediction on that. And what's this Uga? Not Ugas. You, damn, what's this fucking thing? Usyk. I think, man, I think a lot. I think he's underestimated as a heavyweight. I think he's gonna do real good, man. You know, it's not always about having a good power. He has a real good skill set, and I think the power can be brought up a little more. But I think he's gonna do real good as a heavyweight.
You
I
think
he's
he
told
gonna
us-
beat Chisora? Cause that's who he fighting once COVID
Yeah,
over.
hell yeah, he gonna beat Chisora, man. I think he'll beat Anthony Joshua too.
What?
Yep, I've been told y'all that. I've been saying that because I remember that fight was being talked about.
Nah, man.
I
If
mean,
Teaspoon could touch him, Joshua could knock him out, bro.
man, Anthony Joshua stiff as hell, man. I'm telling you,
You
Uzi
wildin'.
go give him some big trouble, man.
You wildin', JT. He still sleep, y'all. Don't crucify him for that one, man.
Yeah, it's crazy because like Michael Hunter, like he doesn't even have that much I guess power or too many fights where he's like knock the guys out. You know, I think Frank Sanchez got more KOs than him. So like,
bruh, but Hunter's fought the better opposition, way better opposition by far.
I mean, he did fight at cruiser. Alexander Usyk, he fought him at cruiser, right?
Yeah,
so,
and that was in the World Boxer Super Series. Hunter's by far the more proven fighter, by far. That's why he's ahead in the rankings. Listen, I thought he beat Povetkin, man. I ain't saying it was easy to score, but I thought he did enough. And the fact that Povetkin don't want to avenge that draw like Wilder tells everything you need to know. Him and his trainer had the Rocky scene. It's all wrong for you. We don't need that, champ. Go get that Dillian White money. He ain't gonna move as much as Hunter. He ain't as awkward as Hunter.
I don't think Usyk's gonna make it through this fucking stacked heavyweight division without being touched, bro. He gonna get touched.
You wildin'. Usyk is with Igis Klimas, who is very difficult to get on the phone. But Igis is a very good manager, and then
gonna shield them.
And exactly, and then they're with Eddie. They're not just taking any fight; they're taking the right fights. The right fights.
Yo, Chisora's still dangerous though. I think Chisora got a good punch on him. You know, I could see how they would incline to fight Chisora because of like the height and definitely the movement. Usyk is way faster, moves better than him. So like, I wouldn't be too far off, like my man said.
I don't think Chisora could win because he gotta have the same camp he had with David Caldwell for the Dillian White second fight. And he needs to be reminded that Usyk doesn't have Dillian White's power. He needs to fight in that manner and in that conditioning. You go watch that second fight. He was bringing that fight to Dillian White. And cool, you know, in retrospect, people are saying now, oh, well, Dillian White was just waiting. He was playing possum, waiting for a shot. Cool. But using that fight to base this next fight, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we get a Derek Chisora that is, you know, fully conditioned, that's the type of Derek Chisora you need to beat Usyk, because Usyk's on his toes. He's going to be trying to pepper and jab and turn and pivot and this and that bullshit that nobody want to see at heavyweight. Nobody want to see that shit.
He going to keep waltzing his way to victory.
I don't want to hear y'all with this bullshit. I hear people calling, oh, you disrespect his skill set, bro. In the heavyweight division, ain't nobody trying to see skill. We want to see knockouts. Don't come up here with that bullshit. Fury, you see that. He changed perception. He beat Vlad with skill, and he was shamed. He was booed. Nobody ain't care for him. AJ suffered adversity and beat Vlad, and they was happy. He got praised. You know what I'm saying? Fury beat Wilder by knockout. It's a different motherfucking feeling, and he knows it. So, like, nobody want to see Usyk dance around on ice skates for 12 fucking rounds.
Yo, but that's what we're going to get.
Nobody wants that.
He's going to be how long? I mean, look, they made this strategic, decision to move up the heavyweight. They obviously planned this shit out. I don't know if Usyk was having trouble staying at 200 or they were just like, yo, ain't no sauce over here anymore.
Brother, he was undisputed. What you sticking around defending 5 belts? You know how many sanctioning fees and how many fucking mandatories that is?
So this is what I'm saying. This was inevitable. Now he has to see. It's sort of like, yo,
but he's no Evander Holyfield. He's not even David Haye, man. David Haye at least had power.
I mean, but I could argue the fact that, like,
and a mouthpiece. David Haye had a mouthpiece, yo. Usyk is like charming from a weird way, from a guy that doesn't know English. He looks like the dude from Dumb and Dumber with the haircut, and he does weird things on camera, like pops up behind someone's shoulder and buggy eyes you with his eyes, but he's not. He doesn't speak.
He could make up. Look, he could make up for other things. Like you said, he is a character. I guess we could gravitate towards him for other reasons. But I mean, at the end of the day, we want knockouts in the heavyweight division. And I think that Usyk, even though he was, he dared to be great and he wants his career to last a lot longer than the 200-pound division, he's gonna take the most punishment he's ever taken in his whole career at this division. He's gonna get beat on.
But again, it's the right fights, Doomy. Don't you see? They got Chisora. Chisora's like 50 years old.
He's 3 years older than Usyk.
40 something. How many fights, dog? His odometer. He's a Honda. He's a Honda, my man. That shit I got 200 miles, 200,000.
Amateur Usyk got a crate. Just because Usyk, don't got as much profiles, don't mean that his body ain't take a toll.
Nah,
I don't
man.
know how much.
Yo, first of all, you can see Usyk. Come on, do me. Think about what you're saying before you talk. Look at his style. His fighting style automatically lets you know he's receiving less punishment throughout his career. Chisora's been battered on, knocked out. Stop it. This is perfect matchmaking. This is let's build him up in the UK because we can't put him in. What American can we put him in with? Is Usyk going to beat Charles Martin? He going to have to beat Gerald Washington. He can't beat Big Baby.
Yo, and even Gerald Washington, I'd be like, concerned, man, because Washington.
Put Usyk in there with Wilder, please, so Wilder can knock his head off.
Bruh, so do we see Usyk. Do we see
My
Usyk
man,
knocking anybody out in this division?
Who? You couldn't even knock out Charles Weatherspoon. I finally said his name correct just to give him respect, man. You ain't knocked that dude out. He's a club fighter. Seth Mitchell knocked him out.
Yeah,
and he's a football player.
You know what I'm saying? He fought Anthony Joshua in the amateurs and gave him problems.
Who?
Usyk.
Brother, Mikey, forget Mikey. Danny Garcia beat Bud in the amateurs. No one on this show thinks that Bud is going to beat Danny that calls in. Excuse me. No one on this show thinks that Danny's going to beat Bud. And Danny beat Bud in the amateurs. Amateurs, smamateurs is what I'm telling you. What you did in the amateurs is what you did in the amateurs. Get in there in this pro level and get hit with these fucking gloves and no headgear. See what you got to say.
Yeah, look, all I'm going to say is let's just wait on Usyk. I mean, you're talking about who's he knocked out, but he has one fight at heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah, one
Bruh,
fight at heavyweight.
Did Evander's cruiserweight career look like Usyk's?
I mean,
he ain't got no power. He showed you he don't got no power. Now he's stepping him into a division where power is mandatory. You bugging.
He stopped Tony Bellew. The only person to stop Tony Bellew was Adonis Stevenson.
Yeah, because fucking Bellew's a 68-pounder, bro. You forgot? That's very bad for you to bring up. Adonis stopped him at 68. And Bellew was with the machine that is Eddie, and they strategically got him all the way to cruiserweight.
Yeah, that's true. David Hay even knocked him out, so I guess that wasn't a good example. I mean, but again, look, all I'm saying is that this is the Floyd Mayweather route. You feel me? What did he say to his cousin the other day? Or no. Who did we have on that had said
Floyd Mayweather route? Explain that, please. What do you even mean?
I forgot. Who did we have on? We had a Mayweather Promotions guy. He said, "Don't worry about how it looks, just get the W." Like that's what Usyk's gonna be on. He ain't gonna worry about. We ain't worried about stopping nobody. He's gonna beat everybody.
Bro, but this is the only division where it does matter because, dog, it's harder.
From a commercial standpoint,
no. From a survival standpoint, it's harder to get a points decision in the heavyweight division. Everyone punches. Those punches hurt. It's hard to stay away. It's hard for a 200-plus man to be on his toes for 12 rounds. We're talking about 40-something minutes, man. You bugging.
Yo, if Gassiev moves up to heavyweight, does he do
Fuck
better than Usyk?
Gassiev, man. Fuck him. Why are we even talking?
Why
are we talking about Gassiev? He's never moved up. He's postponed seven heavyweight fights though.
Let me tell you why I'm bringing him up, because that was a tough fight that he had before he made his exit, right? So it's like, again, like I'm looking.
That wasn't a tough fight, bro. That was a one-track mind, dude. That's all. Gassiev is a fucking a caveman. He didn't change it up.
Usyk didn't KO him either, you know.
Bruh, but you
around.
only helping the argument. I've been saying he ain't got no power. This is the only division where it matters now. He think he gonna outbox, but that's what he gonna do. Strategically picks the people that he faces to outbox them because Chisora should be slow in his tank. He's took a lot of miles. He's older. You know, he's gonna wait for the AJ. Then it's okay to lose the AJ. Then he'll bounce back versus another Charles Weatherspoon and then maybe stay undefeated till he fights, not undefeated, but stay, in the win column with bullshit fights until he fights like a Dillian White. Like, this dude ain't winning the world title unless it's a vacant.
I'm starting to see otherwise, man. I think Usyk, get ready for Usyk to actually knock somebody out. I think they're bringing him up in a smart way, and get ready to when he feels into this heavyweight body.
The only way Usyk gets knockout power, listen, the only way Usyk capitalizes on his true power, because he is a 6'5" heavyweight, you know what I mean? It's not like he don't punch. The only way he capitalizes is to sit down, and he ain't trying to sit down. He a toe jumper. He on his toes all day.
Nah, man, he's gonna fill into this weight, man. I'm seeing it different. Nah, Usyk's just gotta fill into this weight and be able to get the right opponents to have him acclimate the right way. Chisora, perfect opponent. He's not the biggest heavyweight, but he's a hard puncher. You know what I'm saying? And styles make fights. He could take maybe a couple of more chances in this fight and look better and get the crowd going. So it's gonna fall on Usyk, man, to see where he fucking flutes.
Man, I'm with J-Mac.
Look, I'm with
I
you.
need
Honestly,
the challenge. I want to see what he do with Chisora.
Look, the only thing that makes me nervous is what we've seen from Usyk that makes him special is the fact that he is super athletic and he has that explosive lower half and he's able to cover a lot of ground in a really short amount of time. But the heavier you get, the harder it is to maintain. So it's not just about filling in, but it is about filling in. But it's not just about it's about filling in in a way that is most opportunistic to your body. You feel me? And so that's a really hard thing to do. I don't know if Usyk does it. I think he can. I think he does. I think we do see him start to knock out some guys. But yeah, time will tell.
He's a heavier guy. He ain't gonna be so much of a super cat like he was in the cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? He has to make adjustments. And, sometimes we jump on people making these jumps into other divisions and, don't give them the time to kind of
other divisions
get the right
is not
fights.
the heavyweight division. That's what I'm saying. Like, you keep saying little things like, outbox, and this is not, like, Tyson Fury gets that off because he's 6'9", 273
pounds. That he boxes?
Yes.
So you can't be a smaller guy and box?
Not in the heavyweight division.
What the? How does that even make sense?
Mike Tyson was kind of a smaller guy.
Yeah, and what happened to Mike Tyson?
Shit out of everybody.
And what happened to Mike Tyson?
He won for a very, very long time and was considered one of the most dangerous
versus
human beings on the planet.
Versus the right fights.
You can't say that.
Versus the right fights. Versus the right fights. Everybody wins versus the right fights. Everybody's undefeated. Everybody's undefeated.
How old was he? 20? 21?
Yeah.
I think when you're that age, there ain't no right fights with a champion.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I guess that Loma wasn't in the right fight either then,
I don't think he was.
Okay.
He definitely wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so a dude with 13 losses, journeyman, towards the later half of his career is when he becomes a full-time fighter. That wasn't the right fight. He just shit the bed with Salido. Let's stop playing games.
He did. He shit the bed.
So how
with
you gonna
Salido.
tell me that ain't the right fight? So
AJ,
AJ fighting
lost.
Charles
That's why I
Martin.
said.
So AJ fighting
What you
Charles
talking about?
Martin. So AJ fighting Charles Martin, a guy that didn't really knock anybody out or win the belt from anybody. It was a technicality where his opponent tripped on his own ankle. That wasn't the right fight. That wasn't the right fight.
About that. You asked me about Lomachenko Salido. I said that was the right fight.
I'm giving you multiple scenarios. This is what promoters do. No one is stupid. It's like I said. If Frank Sanchez team, listen, this is Frank Sanchez's manager talking. Once he goes sit down with Eddie, Eddie's going to say, no, we want Fa. Fa never been under the lights. Fa never fought on premium television. Fa didn't have a top 10 name on his resume. If we could get an eliminator with Fa, give us the eliminator with Fa. If the WBO only approves Hunter because he's better, because he's been in with better opposition, and he is an Olympian, well then fuck it, we'll go that route. But that's how promotion works, bro. Nobody wants fire first.
Today, Monday, April 13th. Let's say he can't knock nobody out. Watch him stop Chisora. I got Usyk. I'm gonna get ahead of you right now. I'm gonna say Usyk stops Chisora.
Yeah, RTD, right?
Bro, you're a hater.
RTD, right?
Why you gotta water it down?
It's the truth.
Shit, right?
Cause he's old. He's old.
Stop it.
Bruh, listen. He's gonna get the same stop. Listen. Right now, you believe that he got power. It's cool. This is Lomachenko all over again. Remember, he's going to get those stoppages like Lomachenko where dudes are just frustrated. Like, I ain't chasing this fucking, this dude around. And they're going to quit on their stool. They're going to quit on their stool. The lower half of the division. He'll never get an AJ to quit or a Wilder to quit or an AJ or a Fury to quit. Andy Ruiz ain't quitting. Luis Ortiz ain't quitting, and he ain't fighting none of them dudes.
Bro, he can stop them by combination punching, man. You
Oh,
go ahead and have
gone.
that. He
You're
don't got
gone.
the power, bro. He'll overwhelm him. He gonna overwhelm.
And don't try to water it down by saying, "Oh, RTD or TKO or referee stoppage,
Bringing out the
quarter
acronym.
stoppage." Like, bro, come on. Like, a win is a win. Like, we go back and check all the heavyweights.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? All
when you
their
say
KOs,
Chisora, I say Dillian White.
In there.
Say again. When you say Chisora, I say Dillian White. And if you can't top that, you under that. That's just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line.
Fights, champ.
Listen,
fights.
when you say Lucas Brown,
that's weird. That's a weird way of looking at things, to be honest with you.
What have you done for me lately? That's not weird. That's synonymous with boxing. When you say Lucas Brown, I think Dillian White. You need to top. When you say Deontay Wilder, we gonna think of Fury. Stop.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not. Obviously, I've done this for a long time. I get that that's the name of the game. All I'm saying is that's not the end all be all of judging two fighters, and you know that.
From a casual fan perspective, yes, it is.
Yo, Usyk.
He said casual.
Usyk.
He hates hardcore.
Bro, because casuals don't got time to invest in everything. They only got time to invest. They only got time to invest in what was your last fight. What'd he do last? Oh shit, he got that knockout. Okay. Now he went 10 rounds with teaspoon. Come on, man. We got some callers, man.
Yo, Chaz was a dog in that fight, man.
Chaz was a dog in
that fight.
Now they calling Chaz Teaspoon a dog. Yo, y'all wildin', man. Y'all over the top today.
Bro, my boy took the fight in like 2 weeks' notice, dog.
Over the top.
Was he like the third or fourth guy that signed up for that fight?
He took the fight on 2 weeks' notice for the check. He literally was at Shadeja Green fight. He was the main event for Shadeja's fight. I keep telling y'all that. I was live because I covered Shadeja's fight. And Chaz got in the ring and apologized to all of us for not fighting that night because he was injured. And 2 weeks later, turns around not injured and fights Usyk, but gives you a shit performance.
That's hater shit.
Yo, he jumped in there like, yo, I got the experience. I'm
man,
heavy.
He pulled out the main event. He pulled out the club show main event that he's used to, pulled out of it, faked an injury to accept a bigger check, only not to really give it his all. Stop it, man.
What you mean? He ain't giving his all.
This guy's getting real
he washed,
bro.
Yo, he trying to wash Usyk any way he can.
He's getting grumpy out there in COVID land, bro.
Yo, I'm grumpy because I'm telling y'all the truth.
Y'all better call him Tablespoon because he brought it.
Somebody needs to send this man. Somebody needs to send this man a Game Boy quick, so he could just relieve some of that stress at home because he's coming on here a little too high.
Get him a PS5.
Yo, speaking of Game Boy, speaking of send me, right? I linked up with Mikey and them, and I was able to get like an affiliate for the pound for pound CBD line that he has. Because somebody, like, we talked about it the other day, and then someone inboxed me. I can't remember, but they hit me up on IG, and they showed me like that they got their order, and I'm like, damn, could have got a kickback. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out, or rather, they reached out, and I agreed. So yeah, you can we can hook you guys up with their CBD line. Like I said, the gummies is rocking. I haven't tried anything else. And I have everything else.
Mikey's CBD line?
Yeah. I want to try the oil because I have it.
You should.
Mario just told me that, like the other week, he said you got to put it under your tongue or some shit. I didn't know. That's why I haven't used none of the oils. But they got some real strong oils.
The tincture actually, it's faster. The onset time for that is faster than the gummies and all that.
Yeah,
So.
I heard that.
Would you take a drop of oil? Damn, this is untitled. Fuck it. Would you drop it under your tongue or drop it on your eye?
I mean, either or. It's like straight to the fucking.
and the reason I ask it because I see all these movies of these fucking drug users using this shit in their eye to get higher. But obviously we talking psychedelic movies, like weird futuristic shit,
LSD shit.
No, like it wasn't. Wasn't Fifth Element like that?
Damn, I do remember something like
And
that.
and there's one that I just watched, Code 8. That's why it's fresh in my mind. I keep telling y'all, if y'all want to listen to Untitled today,
I ain't jump on it.
get your Code 8 on. Get your Code 8. Get your Code 8 on. I'm telling you. I love sci-fi though. I love sci-fi. One of my favorite
me too.
genres,
Bro,
man.
fucking Broken Mirrors like got me
Stop
in like
calling
30,
it
40 years.
Broken Mirror. It's Black Mirror.
Shit, Black Mirror, my bad. Damn.
Yo, did you watch the social media one?
Nah, bro.
Okay, cool.
I haven't yet, but it's like crazy how fucking Hollywood bombards you psychologically for what is to come. Cause like all this shit is not too far out now. Some of this shit's like, yo, I can see myself
absolutely
in that situation. Like,
which one are you talking about though?
I mean, we can go with the the video game one that I saw and shit, which was kind of like, a little
Blue Moon.
Nah, it was a little crazy and shit because the dude puts on this fucking like video game button thing and like he ends up having a relationship with his friend.
Oh, you watched the one. You watched the one of the Avenger.
Were they on the down low?
What's the actor's name? What's the actor's name that he's an Avenger? He's an Avenger.
He was on 8 Mile too.
Bro, that's new though. You watching new. You gotta go old Black Mirror.
Yeah, you should go first.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Listen,
order, though.
Listen
it's
to me.
In order.
Black Mirror popped off, so now they got money to get that actor, and they had money to do
Anthony Mackie.
So Black Mirror popped off.
They some good actors. I'm like, yo.
No, but go early, bro. Go early.
Right, I gotta go back.
You want some crazy sci-fi early?
They had a homie from Get Out. They had him on one of the first ones. He was on that's the trippiest one to me, where like in the future it's super socialism and we're all working at the place that we live. So like you work and they provide you with stuff like tokens, and you could also like go on game shows.
The one that's in the room? The one that
in the room.
They stuck in the room. No, the only way you make money is by watching advertisement. Can you believe that world? You gotta watch an ad or play a video game to make money in that world. But they felt they were like prisoners. They were stuck in that room.
Yeah,
it was insane. All they would get to do was really eat.
Yo, you still haven't seen that last season though, right, Ness?
I haven't. I'm gonna have to watch it too. I haven't. I didn't know that they got a new season.
Yeah, with Miley Cyrus.
What?
Bro, anybody that's not seen Ozark. I'm starting to compare it to Breaking Bad, bro. That's fucking like dope.
It's good.
I got it. Like I said, man, I stopped that season 2. I've been so busy. There's so much other shit out there, man, that it's got me.
Yeah, but Better Call Saul too. That shit's crazy. What? Better Call Saul, the Breaking Bad.
Oh, Better Call Saul. I never got to actually.
I never seen that.
That is awesome. They're already starting to like integrate it. Like Gus Fring's in it right now. So is Mike. He's been in it from season 1. I think they're getting ready to cross over Walter White though.
I never heard of that one, but let me get to we're going out to Atlanta.
Hell no. He mad because I get the better fights. He mad because they still like me more. He mad because I got better numbers. He mad because he can't beat Keith Thurman. That's why he mad. Hell no.
So once when I get on that stage and I come at you, better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'm telling you.
What's good? What's good?
What up?
Chilling, man. I woke up late, missed most of the show, but heard y'all talking about Hunter fighting. Who he fighting?
Possibly Frank Sanchez versus Hunter, or Frank Sanchez versus Junior Fa for WBO Eliminator.
Yeah. See, I don't know too much about Frank Sanchez. I had to go back and look at the fight. You said he fought a PBC on a PBC fight card?
Yeah, he fought Joey DeVaco. It was pretty good entertainment in terms of the press conference. They built it up. DeVaco was talking cash shit, but
yeah. I mean, right now I would say Hunter, but like I said, I have to go back and watch him to really make an informed decision. But on Usyk, or Usyk, whatever his name is, Usyk is just hype. He overrated, just like Mario overrated with his rap bars. He the same
Undisputed champ,
overrated.
overrated.
Yeah, he's overrated, man. He needs to
Damn.
get out of that heavyweight division, man. He ain't gonna cut it in that division, not by my eyes.
Oh, he took
He
a
can't.
shot. He took a shot at the king. You heard that?
He did.
Yeah. But I think he ain't built for heavyweight. I think just Chisora beat his ass. That's just what I think. So, hey, was it another
Just eat
topic?
your crow when he don't beat his ass, because Chisora, it's got to be a specific Chisora that comes into the ring in order to beat him, in my opinion. Not just any
Yeah,
Chisora beats him.
yeah. If he don't beat him, he'll make it hard as hell for him. Where it's like, oh, it was close as hell. Where he don't really belong there, man. He can't beat none of the top heavyweights. I know that for a fact. And it's a good chance Chisora could beat him. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's my call.
All right.
Yo, they doubting my boy Usyk hard. He said he got no business up there. Undisputed champ.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were
The
calling me the
disrespect.
undisputed champ.
The disrespect. Now you gonna be undisputed after Friday.
After Friday, I'll take it.
Let's go to Stone Bone Boxing. What up? Stone Bone, Colorado. Just listening. I think.
What up?
Oh, there you go. What up, champ?
What up? Yeah, I couldn't get my mute off. I guess I would probably rather just off of if we going off of like promise or hope, I would want to see him fight Junior 5. If we going off of who they already have fought, I would say Michael Hunter because he got a better presentation right now with the Povetkin draw and a couple other fights. He done fought Usyk at cruiserweight. I thought Usyk was the WBO mandatory for. It ain't Usyk.
He is. That's why Frank will have an eliminator.
Oh, so he want to fight Usyk, or he trying to fight the winner?
He
of
trying to
Usyk
fight.
Joshua?
He trying to fight Usyk because he believes that Joshua's gonna vacate the WBO.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's saying coming out of COVID, boxing's gonna be backed up. Joshua's already backed up with his 2 mandatory, so he gonna have to drop one. So he's saying Usyk. He's saying Usyk gonna end up fighting Chisora for the belt, and I want to fight these two. I'm gonna petition to the WBO for either the number 6 or the number 7 to face me for the belt, because Pulev will be out because he's gonna be facing Joshua already for the IBF.
That's the IBF, right?
No, but Pulev is ranked number 4 also. So like everybody that's ranked above Sanchez besides Hunter and Fa and Andy Ruiz, everyone else is busy. No one is available. So Sanchez picked everyone other than Ruiz because obviously it looked like Ruiz going to go for bigger options.
Well, I could believe. At first I didn't believe he was gonna drop the WBO, but the more I think about it, the more it sounds like Eddie Hearn gonna tell him, "Hey, go ahead and drop it so I can give my other fighter the belt without having to fight you." So I don't know if he finna do that. I thought that was gonna be next.
Because
after
imagine if Eddie convinces him like you saying, right? Let's go with your theory. He convinced him to drop the belt. He's like, yo, we gonna get old boy to pick it up, Usyk. Then we turn around and do undisputed with you anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You line up Usyk at a later date for a belt versus as a champion versus you line him up right now as a mandatory and he lose. At least you could make him drop a belt, say, hey, I didn't want to drop it, but it's politics. You know what I mean? The face of the body made me do it. Usyk win the belt, he defended. And then, like you said, they do a big unification. It's bigger as a unification than just as a mandatory, correct? That's what I'm saying. So
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I'm going to be listening, though.
All right. We got Ruin the 504. What up?
What's going on, fellas? Good morning. What's up?
Good morning. How are you?
Listen, I think that it'd be a good idea just to take one show and just bash every Eastern European boxer that you can think of. Just get it out of your system, because I think that it bubbles up sometimes, and I'm concerned about you because we're talking about heavyweights, but you threw in Lomachenko for what reason? I don't even know.
Because
So
I said that Usyk is the heavyweight version of Lomachenko, so he'll get those stoppages like RTDs, like a dude just like frustrated, he gonna quit
But
in the corner.
you're right. You're riding off a guy that's had one fight at heavyweight. Yet you keep throwing Ortiz in the mix. This guy's got sparked in every championship fight he's had. What are we talking about?
Ortiz has done better. Ortiz has done better with Chaz Weatherspoon level fighters.
But that was Usyk's first fight. Let the guy marinate in the division first before you write him off. Gee whiz,
What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately? Oh, Ness, you got to get over this Eastern European hate, bro. It's really not a good look for you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't see how I'm hating. Like, I'm just telling the truth.
You bashed Golovkin for years, but when he's a scalp on Canelo's record, then you start to give him a little bit more consideration. That's obvious. Come on.
No. Listen,
and Lomachenko.
Listen, I bashed Golovkin for years, and it is it is notoriously noted on audio the day that I started giving him credit. It was after Curtis Stevens, okay? After Curtis Stevens.
For years. And literally just a couple of weeks ago, I heard you was like, wait a minute, did he just give Golovkin consideration? I wonder what changed. It's like, oh, that's right.
What you mean what changed? What you mean what changed? What happened to Golovkin after Curtis Stevens? He got some names, right? He beat a world champion in Daniel Gill. He beat Martin Murray. He beat Rubio. He ended up beating Daniel Jacobs. Like, what do you mean? And then he had the first fight with Canelo where a lot of the people thought he beat Canelo. Like, what do you mean?
This is where like you had told me, like, okay, this is what people are saying about you because you're not making this point clear or you're not making it clear enough. So I'll tell you, this is that point right here where sometimes you get a little more critical, or it seems, dude, stop looking at me like that, motherfucker. I know what you're doing, yo. And so, you have been critical over the European fighters. All right, you know what? I'm done.
What do you mean? I'm just saying, what am I?
You're laughing.
Like, all right, how many? Hey, Rue, how many Eastern Europeans are like? Give me your top 5.
Yo, there's a lot of.
That's hard.
Rue, you gone? Oh no, all right. Give me top 5.
Okay, but here. Like, you want my personal top 5?
Yeah, man. What you think the world thinks is top 5?
In no particular order, I'll say Usyk, Lomachenko for sure. What's homeboy's name at junior middleweight that we just saw? He fought on the Mikey Garcia. Look, I'm gonna check real quick. Give me like 2 seconds.
All right, Israel said Loma Weber. I read his last name. Loma, Usyk, Bivol. And
Bivol is a good one.
Let me see what else they say here in the chat.
I should have seen that one.
I gotta get updated. I'm all the way backed up. Loma, GGG.
Madrimov.
Look at that.
Madrimov.
Nah,
like
you see, y'all wrong. His list is more commercial, which is what matters. Loma, GGG.
But you said personal 5 though.
You're right. But it's what the casuals.
I like Israel Madrimov. Looks really good. I think he's got.
Who he fought? Didn't he just go? Weren't we in Mexico? Where he was like a little bit struggling? I mean, not Mexico.
Yeah, he was struggling.
Well, I mean, Texas. We were in Texas.
He was struggling to beat the shit out of somebody to stop it. Like,
yeah. Who he fought though? Who was his name? Who was his name? What was his name?
Charlie Navarro.
Exactly.
Had 30.
Who the hell that is?
40 fights? No, 30 fights. He had 30 fights, bro.
Bro, listen, Mario.
Yeah.
Chill, champ.
Chris Lovejoy has 19 fights. Like, having 30 fights, it don't matter because you could go and get fights. That's not hard to do. If you have someone, it's not hard to do.
He was 4-0. Okay, when he first started, he fought Vladimir Hernandez, fought 10-2. Right, his second fight, Frank Rojas, 24-2. And if that's the Frank Rojas I think it is, he fought Jose Benavidez Jr. No, this is not.
No, listen, Mario. You don't got to do that. I get what you're saying. The dude's fast tracked. I get it. I get a 4-0 dude shouldn't be fighting a dude with 30 fights unless he's super skilled. I get it. But he still, like Golovkin, needs that fight for me to believe in him.
Okay,
that's all. Just like Lomachenko needed that fight. Like I picked against Lomachenko in the Salido fight, and then I was right. So it really set the tone for me to never believe in Lomachenko.
You're a really weird guy because, and I'm going to put it like this. I'm not going to even try to bait this or anything like that. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. You're a weird guy because there are times when you see a fighter, and again, I'm not going to go into specifics because I don't want to turn this into anything that it's not, but you see certain guys and you're like, yo, that guy's got it. I'm interested in that guy. I'm going to follow that guy. And a lot of times it's the guest, and that's okay. It's, Nestor Gibbs is the CEO. Yeah, of course. But all I'm saying is,
so now we follow the dudes I say because I'm the boss. Yo, this guy's slipping in some cheap shots. Cheap shots.
Okay, my bad. Listen, no, but for real. Listen. Sometimes you see a guy and you just like you have this vested interest in them, and you're willing to go to bat for them. And then other times you see guys and you're like, yo, that guy needs a fight before I even think he's anything. Or you'll say, yo, I'll watch him when I gotta watch him. And it's like the more people tell you to watch these guys, the less invested you want to be in.
Yes.
them.
No, you're right. Okay. I think it's that it's like a social thing, right? Where it's like I don't want to jump on that. Oh, everybody's saying he's the guy. I want to let me see he's the guy. Just because you guys believe he's the guy.
There are people that are like that too. You know what I mean? They're like, nah, I'm up on this band. Like, I don't listen to that fucking radio shit.
Yo, but it was true.
Like,
it was true with Gennady. It was true with Gennady, yo. Like Gennady. Listen, I mean, from an open-minded standpoint, it wasn't true for Gennady, right? Like he is a multiple time champion. He's accomplished a lot. He's a successful amateur. He made history with his amount of defenses. He's
gained some crossover appeal. He's been in commercials in U.S.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't even going to go that route, but obviously he's made significant amount of money. He's done, endorsements and commercials with Apple and Nike and Jordan. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I bring that up is because a lot of times the things that you have to say negative that are true at the time are, okay, what's this guy's market?
No,
what's this
and
guy
it's
really
true.
gonna do?
And
You know what I
it's
mean? And
true.
it's fair a lot of times, but he's one guy that exceeded your expectations in that specific area.
I mean, not really, right?
You thought he was going to be bigger than he was?
Absolutely. The way that people were shoving him down my throat for like 5 years, I did not expect for him to do 2 shitty ass pay-per-views. I just didn't expect that. I thought the way that there was no writer when Gennady stepped on the scene. It was like a sin to talk bad about him. I couldn't stand it. And I'll be honest.
I knew that got to you. I knew it did.
It's like,
and Lomachenko was a little bit the same.
My man's getting punched.
Yo, but he's knocking guys out.
No, Alex. No, you're not. You jumping on the scene. You didn't live that through that time. Listen, my man stepped on the scene, and they made this simulated 160-pound tournament and put him king. Because it was a simulation. Listen to me. Simulation. No. Let me tell. I'm gonna give the detail. Look, a simulation.
He said I lived through it.
You didn't. Listen, a simulation amongst amongst all the 160-pound fighters, but a panel of writers, right? But it was their clique. It was their clique. Where was the outside writers? Where was the dude from Forbes or the dude from fucking Deadspin or Bleacher Report? You know what I mean? It was like their clique. Like, we got together and we think Gennady's the shit, and this is what he'll do if they ever fight him.
Sergio, right? Sergio and Golovkin, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. In their hypothetical. Yo, listen. So back then, that was like legit argument, like using these people's like crazy guerrilla math. That was like an argument to call Golovkin number one.
Bruh, callers would call in.
I'm a hate on myself because I was one of the dudes like, yo, they picked him number one. This is fucking like Bird Sugar level genius out there. Yo, thinking back on it now, what was that? like, number one, why did they do that? Like, that sounds like, I mean, that sounds like something we should have done. But number two, like, how did that give him any real clout? Like, because Thomas Hauser, like, that was so nerdy fanboy shit. Like, that's really what it boils down to. If you were a nerd, boxing nerd like myself, if you were a fanboy of all those people like myself, you thought that their word was God.
No, if you were a hipster,
God.
If you were a hipster, bro, if you wanted to be the first one to say that's the guy, then
that's what it was.
Then you were running with the bandwagon. And
I used to do that in high school, and it's a nice feeling when you get it right.
I was cool. I was cool with being the guy against all of them.
Yeah,
I didn't care
and you did a really good job.
Because listen, when the article dropped. When the article dropped, my man fought Hassan Rahman, who's 147 pounder, and Rahman put hands on him. But then all those same writers said, no, Golovkin was ill. Golovkin was ill. That's why he went 10, 11 rounds with a 147 pounder. Oh, all right. Oh, all right.
All right.
Then he kept fighting other dudes, and, you know, little things was being shown. And it's just like, yo, how you guys telling me this is the guy that'll beat Floyd? This is the guy that'll beat Canelo. This is the guy that'll beat Sergio Martinez and Cotto.
It sounds so crazy now for, like, anybody. Like, I can't believe that 25-year-old Mario was actually, like, he was like a cult. I was in a cult. It's what it kind of was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with this body of, like, legendary boxing writers as our masters. And they would just tell us what to think. And I'm like, you know what? That's what I think. I think it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Like, honestly, like, thinking back now at 33, what the fuck? Like, I'm so glad I got fired from these jobs. Like, I would have written stuff that probably would have just sounded like, you know, me gurgling. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like, thinking about it now, that these men came together and told the world of boxing, this is who you should be admiring. This is our champ. Yo, and honestly,
see, but that was the hard part for me,
belt, bro.
That was the hard part for me because I always came into this and try to establish ourselves as the voice of the people, and it's like the people wasn't saying Golovkin was that dude. You know, well, he had a great
if the
following.
People were saying it, if the people were saying it, it's because they were being.
Absolutely not.
There was media when you started propaganda. It was a propaganda campaign.
No. Let me get this off.
So I don't get it. Y'all saying
hold on. Let me get this off. As big as a fraction of people that there was, saying Golovkin was the man, there was the same amount of people calling in saying, bum Lufkin, he ain't never fought nobody. Why they don't put him in with nobody? Why he fighting people smaller than him? Why he bringing people up? Man, bro, I'll go down as one of them. I'll go down as absolutely.
And that's why it was important at the time to have.
Because I'm not gonna let some writer tell me what I'm seeing with my own eyes, you know. And then they try to change phrases. They're politicians, okay? I've never been the politician, so that's why people come because I give them the real. When Golovkin was getting punched in the face by mediocre people, the politicians. What you mean who? Bro, dog, if you, like, tell me you asking me the question, don't say it with sarcasm. Because it sounds like you saying it with sarcasm as to say he never been punched all in the fucking face.
Who are you talking about?
He got into Ness mode.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about that been punching him in the face? You talking about that he was certified after Curtis, so you ain't certified him after he fought Gabriel Rosado? You ain't think Gabriel Rosado was a tough man?
No. See, that's your problem. That's your problem.
Tell me what's my problem. God.
Bro,
the problem is hate.
No, dog. Listen again. If you ain't, yo, Mario, you right, yo. I hate that you fucking patted me on the back because they're gonna hate you for it. But, dog, as time goes on, my brain is gonna be like a fucking encyclopedia. You crazy? It's too valuable. Look, Gabe Rosado's time was in 1 year span. Let me explain it. Don't interrupt. Just understand. Gabe was working a Home Depot job and losing to Fredo Angulo on ESPN and not getting an 8 or 10 week training camp. Okay, then Gabe got lucky that Main Events got a little deal with NBC, like not the big NBC. It was like NBC
Sports Network.
They gave him a little bit of budget. and they was able to get Gabe 3 straight fights at 154 pounds.
And they were all so exciting and fun.
And he made them all good.
Like
he made them all good. All of them was like in PA, in the Bethlehem's. Let me finish. Let me educate you. Let me educate you. You don't want to be educated because you want to be a negative Nancy.
Professor, but you ain't answering my question. Like, so you saying that he wasn't ready?
Your question doesn't get answered in one word. You need to be educated.
You long-winded.
You need to be brought up to speed. There's a
you
lot.
taking me down a rabbit hole around the corner.
Exactly. You know why? You know why? Because people out there devalue fighters. I know that I'm victim in certain arguments, but I'm making sure to put Gabriel Rosado's year and highlight it. Why he got the fight. Okay? Why he got the fight. There's a story behind that. So he became number 1 in the WBO, and he had an opportunity to face Canelo if he would have stuck around. But he also would have had to do business. His promoter would have had to work with Golden Boy. Canelo would have had to pick him. He already had numerous losses. All he was the number 1 in the WBO. So by being the number 1 at 54 and Golovkin not being able to quote unquote.
That's right. Gabe came up for that.
Exactly.
Right.
So you want to give him credit for his first fight at fucking 50,
right.
at 60 to go against a dude that's never fought at 54.
This shit like it was yesterday.
Of course, because these people gloss over super detail. So let me explain.
Now
this look, Mario.
You to tell me that he wasn't ready because he came up.
Bro, but not only come up, never fought no one on that level.
So Jesus Soto Karass wouldn't be a type of fighter to kind of prepare him?
No,
I think it would help to prepare him, but it wouldn't give him that full level.
Bro, this guy, what strain? What strain you got over there today, bro? You wildin'. Jesus Soto Karass is a career welterweight, man. Probably lower than that.
Wait, I'm talking about like preparing
style,
bro. So you telling me I could spar? You telling me I could spar with a welterweight to get ready for a 160 pounder?
Styles. I'm not talking about punching power and all that.
Okay. So you telling me that Jesus Soto Karass is the style of Gennady? Get your crazy ass out of here, man.
Saying that he wasn't ready because he came up in weight. That's what you're saying.
You know what? Just hang yourself, man. I gave you the information.
So you know what though? Here's what's got to be explained, because that whole tournament thing put Ness in a bad spot from the beginning, and they're gonna hate that I'm even giving you like. Now, I'm not even giving you props. I'm just trying to let people understand.
Bro, I can shit on Golovkin's resume.
People came together and had a fake tournament with like, I don't know, 30 fighters, 20 fucking fighters, something in the middleweight division. And they decided
Hold on, Mario.
Go ahead.
Looks like we got a counterpunch. J-Mac, talk to me. Hold on. Okay.
Can y'all get me?
Yeah.
And I still didn't get my boom ring, just to be clear. Hey, I want to address Mr. Rue right quick. He trying to shit down Ortiz, talking about he got knocked down and got beat in his first championship. He fought Wilder. Please put Usyk in a ring with Ortiz so we can figure out and solve all our fucking problems. Ness, I'm glad you shitting on Triple G and talking about how shitty his resume is, and guess who the best win it goes to on Canelo's record is same shitty.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter because Canelo's resume is made up more.
That same shitty ass Triple G you talking about right now. Can I get my 45 seconds? That same shitty ass Triple G you shitting on right now. That's Canelo's beef man best win on his fucking resume today. So continue.
Yeah. You got an obsession, man. This dude is obsessed with Bud.
He came out your Canelo crown, champ.
He obsessed with Bud and Canelo because you see this is what people with weak arguments do. You see how he chose to ignore the facts that you obviously heard when you said, but after Curtis Stevens you respected him, right? So like he chooses to say like if Gennady fought Curtis after he fought Canelo or something. So I don't know what you mean, J-Mac, but thanks for wasting your 45 seconds on nonsense. Other than the Ortiz thing, that is, Rue's bugging. Ortiz is a solid fighter, and that's why people don't fight him. That's the same Terrence Crawford argument. So why is it good for Crawford but not for Ortiz?
I just need to see how Ortiz comes back, because after that knockout from Deontay, I don't know if he's gonna be the same itch, man. I got to see how he looks, bro. That's got to be kind of devastating. You lose twice, you know, to the same man. So, yeah, got to see how.
I mean, it ain't devastating for Gennady, right? He still won the third fight.
Bro, these people had a make-believe.
He ain't get KO'd, though.
And told us that this is who we should. And people listen. And I listen. Like
Yeah,
just
because
think
y'all
about
didn't
that
watch
for a
the
second.
fights. He
That's
was
like
getting touched
Westworld
up.
shit. Like, that's like the most propaganda way of going about things. Like, what if I did that right now? Like, what would people say? They would talk shit, right? They'd be like, bitch, who are you to tell me Usyk's the #1 heavyweight? Like, you don't, fuck you. But back then it was like, I don't know, it was weird. I don't know. That's a strange thing. I'm glad you brought it up, but I'm also kind of like, damn, that was kind of creepy. I don't know.
Bro, they used to lie, bro. It was all politics. Oh, no one wants to fight him. We had a list of 15 names. Bro, I would literally go and interview the people. And like, nah, they ain't offered me to fight, bro. You know, it's like, what? You know, all these 54-pounders. But his power proved to be real. See, I was not believing the power because I was on the shit like, yo, why are you bringing people up? Why you fighting Kelbert? Why you fighting, Rosado? Why you bringing all these dudes up in weight? Why you fighting
Yo, but
Uma?
you keep nobody was trying to fight him at his weight.
Bruh.
And like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's not true. That's not true. Like, if you are the A side, which he was with HBO, you get any fight you want.
Unless you're trying to keep more money in the bag.
Well, then that's different.
And say, fuck it, I'm gonna keep pushing Triple G with these smaller investments with mediocre names, according to you. But like,
I lived through that era where I seen him duck Ward. So on top of me saying, yo, boy,
but what do you stand on when you say that? Like, what are you standing on when you say that he ducked him literally? Like,
he was offered a pay-per-view fight with Ward at 168 and said no.
How real was that, Ness? Come on, man.
Which
fights?
What do you mean?
Was there an offer that was there an offer? Was there an offer that was sent to him?
Bruh, chill, man. You
Is
just.
it?
I mean, I don't know.
Like,
Are you asking?
Remember, you're not just educating me. You educating the
no,
people.
but that's
so
what
go
I'm
ahead.
saying. The way that you're asking your questions is if you're like questioning me. So that's why I'm like, I'm taken back. It's like, I'm not saying shit just to say it. Like, we lived through that. Like, we know he ducked Ward.
And there was a real offer on the table, huh? Contract and everything, man. You can't just be saying shit sometimes.
Here's the thing.
Why don't you Google? Why people don't
right.
like? Why
He's
y'all
right.
waste
Here's
time talking? I don't understand why any human being wastes time talking when you can just Google Ward Golovkin.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Just Google it.
What the issue was really is that Golovkin kind of flapped at the mouth, saying, "I'll give up these concessions." Andre Ward, as the smart guy, said, okay, well then fine, here's the contract. And Golovkin walked that shit back. It was like, nah, I meant like, we could talk about the weight. Or I meant we could talk about the purse. But it was a situation where Golovkin kind of spoke out his ass a little bit. So it wasn't like this thing where Andre Ward came to the table and was like 50-50, put it there, pal, like a fucking gentleman's agreement. Like, it was no bullshit like that. He was trying to get over on Golovkin, with certain things, weight. There was actually a couple things I can't remember right now what they were, but it was like little weird things that he was trying to get over.
The fact that you worded that like that.
He was A-siding him. That's what it was. And he had every right to do it.
How are you A-siding him, bro? Like, you giving him his biggest fight. Andre Ward is the A-side.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he said. He's saying it's, he was the A-side. That's the A-side treatment. He wants to be treated like an A-side. That's what he wanted.
And business-wise,
bruh, man, and this is what I'm saying. It's not. They team didn't want to, and that's what I'm saying. Floyd moved up for his big fight. Okay, they didn't A-side him. The fuck is y'all talking about? Oscar moved up to fight Bernard. Oscar moved up.
A-siding other people. Floyd started A-siding other people like Maidana.
He was moving up A-siding. So.
You're going to wear these gloves. You're going to come up this much weight. I'm going to give you this much to shut up.
Who said that? Who said that? Don't throw out hypotheticals. Ward don't be talking about gloves and shit.
I didn't say Ward. I said Floyd Mayweather. I said when Floyd Mayweather came out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, Andre Ward didn't do none of that. Yo, listen, Andre Ward, oh, man, this guy, if he doesn't go down as one of the greatest American fighters of all time, it's a travesty. It's a
Yo,
travesty.
the point is, GGG was offered a pay-per-view fight with Andre Ward. The network wanted it, and he didn't want it. Once they said that they were gonna do it at 168, he said, "Yeah, we could fight Ward at 168." Shit hit the fan for real. He like, "Nah, we'll do it at 64. We really don't want that fight. We only said that because Canelo don't want to fight us, and these guys don't want to fight us. Sergio don't want to fight us. Cotto don't want to fight." Hold on. This is what I'm saying, because this dude fucking was the great white hope. He got a lot of fucking fake hype. But he calling out 154-pounder Canelo. He calling out 154-pounder Cotto. He calling out 154-pounder Sergio Martinez. And then he turning around and saying, "I don't want to move up to fight Ward, but you want all them three little motherfuckers to move up and fight you."
Ward wasn't even like, he was talking, I know that they had a meeting, and he said, Triple G said he was ready to fight. Ward said no. He said something about his shoulder. And it's promoted, so it's like
keep googling, champ, keep googling.
Yeah. So what you got to say about that, Mr. Google?
I got nothing to say about that. Keep googling.
There were a bunch of different interactions.
So you seeing what's going on? It's like negotiations on the table and all that.
Bruh,
in one day, Doomy, it looked like Andre Ward was ducking, and then Andre Ward released some stuff that made it look like Triple G was ducking, and then
Ward had emails.
Released stuff that
Triple G's team never ever proved Ward wrong. Ward had emails. Ward released the interview with us called "Stop Lying to the People."
I'm not saying
please.
that he did that. All
He
I'm saying
ducked
is that
Ward. He ducked Ward.
They
He
went
wanted
back and
little
forth on one
boys.
day. 4 times.
He loved
trying to
little
put the
boys.
blame
That's
on
what
each
he
other.
loved.
That's what happened.
Go through his resume. Go through his resume. He loved little boys.
Look, listen, I'm going to make this point that you're failing to neglect. While Andre Ward was the A side and deserved the A side, Golovkin submitting to him as the B side didn't come with the same financial benefits that it did when Floyd Mayweather would present the same type of offers. So when you fought Floyd, of course you bowed out because it was going to be your biggest payday by far, and there was nothing else on the planet that could make it better. But then when you fought Andre Ward, wasn't necessarily the case. So that's my only point.
Bruh, that's all I'm saying.
But I rock with Andre Ward on that.
Yeah, but you taking the whole time out of context. You got to keep it within its context. That time, Golovkin was this fake, quote-unquote, boogeyman. No one wants to fight him. Boo-hoo. These guys don't want to fight me. So then Ward wanted to fight you. Oh my! I can't.
Loeffler gave an interview.
I can't relive this.
You, so go fight a fucking heavyweight.
Loeffler gave an interview at BoxingScene.com explaining why the official offer was rejected. Right, saying it was received after the unification fight with David Lemieux had been signed and therefore too late.
Bruh, what do you think? What do you think? What was the clear, easier route, bro? Stop, man. Again, you saying nobody wants to fight you, but you fighting Lemieux. When you got a Ward fight, you can have a career-defining fight. What you looking for?
No, but fighters got trajectories, Ness. You can't just be like, "Oh, he ducked him. That's it. He fucking this. He fucking that."
Yo,
like fighters got trajectories.
Good point.
You really? It's harder for you. Oh my God, dude! It's harder for you to do it this way.
To unify the 160-pound division. Who are you to say?
Which he said from the beginning. Was what he wanted to do.
Yeah, sure. Like
he didn't say that?
No, like he didn't say he'll go down to 154 during his. Let me finish. During his quote unquote, I only want to undispute 160. He also said, but I will go down to 154 to fight Floyd Mayweather. But y'all gonna forgive that? It's okay. No, he just said that. Everybody says that.
Yo, but like he had mega events and he admitted that he would move up to 168 for like Julio Cesar Chavez, Carl Fry.
Oh, now you getting it. So he'll move up for a retired. Look at the facts. I will move up for Ward. I will move up for Carl Froch. I will move up for Julio Cesar Chavez. Julio Cesar Chavez straight. You already know what he was, and that's why he wanted to only fight Chavez. Just like if you keep Googling, he still wants to fight and used to want to fight Gilberto. He'll fight people at 68, not name Ward. What don't you get? Frotch was retired.
Bro's acting diva. He said the 50-50 was no good
God.
no more. He didn't want the 50-50. He felt like Ward felt like he wanted more.
I can't go backwards, bro. Like you had to have lived it. Especially, just think about it. Don't think that I'm trying to alienate you and put you in this bubble. Just understand, like me and Mario did shows every day. So it's a little different from you reading one or two articles. Like we did shows every day. We interviewed Abel Sanchez and Gennady and Ward. Like it's different, bro, from you just Googling what I lived through.
I listen to your shows. Do you not understand?
Not back then. Not back then.
What you mean? I've been listening to the show.
I don't think back then, bro.
Thing, though, he does have part of this right, though. It's this ultimate. You want it to be, Andre Ward won that. Okay, I'll agree. He won that in the public eye because at the end of the day, he submitted paperwork that showed that there was an offer that was contingent on things that Golovkin said. But, I just don't think that you're looking at it.
I can't even believe that you're questioning.
Standpoint.
I can't even believe that you're questioning Andre Ward. Andre Ward, let me tell you what Andre Ward did. Andre Ward at 14-0 went in the Super 6 and fought every monster there was in his division. Let me finish.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let me finish.
Don't do that.
After that,
now you're disrespecting me. Like I don't remember. Like I don't fucking know how good Andre Ward is. Like I don't know how.
I'm not saying that you don't.
I picked Ward over Dawson when you were picking Dawson over Ward. That's first
maybe, but I'm not saying that you don't.
No, that's not a maybe. It was definitely you and Vic picked Dawson. You know what I mean? Which rightfully so. He had a lot of hype going towards him, but I knew that Ward had the goods. All I'm saying is that you have to look at it from and you're doing a good job of understanding. Okay, we were in the thick of it back then, so I do remember Andre Ward won this battle. It was over. He put
Bro,
the nail
he won the battle as soon as Lawfer and them said they'll fight, not only, but they said they'll fight Chavez or retired Frotch. But with Ward, it's so hard to negotiate. Your biggest payday ever. Your biggest fight, your first pay-per-view. Man, knock it off, man.
Because he's also the highest risk of them all.
He didn't do a pay-per-view.
And you congratulate people for making that business decisions the smart way and going about it. So why not give this man the just due for his team not taking a stupid fight?
Because y'all not getting it. Look, before Lemieux, listen. Before Lemieux, Gennady Golovkin never did a pay-per-view. You understand that?
Lemieux was the first pay-per-view?
Yes. Do you understand that, Mario? Because now it's at you, because you're supposed to know this. You're supposed to know this, so now I'm coming at you. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead, Chip. Go ahead.
Do you understand that was his first pay-per-view?
I know that's
all right. All right. Now, do you understand that he just Googled Now you understand he being Alex just Googled an article saying, we couldn't fight Ward because he sent us an offer when we already signed to fight Lemieux, my first pay-per-view, right? We connecting the dots, right? And before he signed to fight that first pay-per-view, he was crying in the media and to his broadcaster that he wanted a big fight, right? So Ward is offering you the big fight.
But he ain't putting what he wants on the table. So what you want the man to do? He got Chavez that he can make him make a fight.
Listen, let me finish. Let me finish.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ward is offering your big pay-per-view. You don't want that big fight. So you force the network's hand into believing in just you. No, we don't need Ward. We can do it. Believe us. We are with Apple. We are with Jordan. We are global. We can do it. It did happen that way. It did happen that way. Don't lie, okay? It did happen. Let me finish. You guys could defend your argument. Let me finish.
I'm saying you're making.
So then he says, all right, the network HBO believes in him. Boom, here goes your money. Go do your pay-per-view that fails with David Lemieux. Yo, we need the right dance partner. We need the right 170,000 paper. I'm sorry. It's not our fault. It's the dance partner. He's Canadian. Don't nobody like nothing in Canada but Drake. You right.
Okay, now you're giving your version
and maple
of
syrup.
things.
Dog,
understand that's what
all
you're doing?
you
You're
gotta
giving
do is
your
give
version
yours.
of things.
You could give yours. I'm gonna sit here and puff my L when I'm done. So you failed with Drake's younger cousin on pay-per-view. So the network again rolled the dice. It's not like we ain't seen it before. We seen Top Rank and ESPN roll the dice twice with Crawford. Rather Top Rank, because the first one was Postal on HBO,
Yeah, I know.
and then ESPN on Khan. But we seen people roll the dice. So they said, "Fuck it, we believe in you again. Go at it with Daniel Jacobs, the survivor of cancer. We should definitely do it." And they rolled the dice, metaphorically rolled them shits, and guess what it said? 170 only again. Dud. Okay? So you didn't want to fight Ward. You didn't want to get a real pay-per-view.
I don't think that the management pushed it. Loeffler didn't push it as much
Because he knew he was going to get beat up. He would have got beat up. Beat the fuck up.
So what you're saying is your whole point is that
and let me just finish this. Let me just finish this.
168 guy.
Let me just finish this. Let me just finish this last little piece too. Also, right? We cannot doubt that Ward was being a diva and all this fake shit that the people trying to put out there, because Ward is the guy, like Mario cut me off. Ward is the guy that went into a tournament to fight everybody that was best. Then when he got out the tournament, Lucien Boutte was left and considered the best. He wanted him. Lucien decided, I'm going for money, I'm fighting Frotch. Ward wanted him. You know what I'm saying? And then Ward did what? Fought the boogeyman in Kovalev in his prime. I want him. And then before he was about to retire, I want AJ. So let's not doubt Ward. Let's doubt the dude that never fought anybody but 154 pounders. Let me tell you how many, because I'm going to end it like this. Curtis Stevens, 154. Gabriel Rosado, 154. Nobuhiro Ishida, 154. Willie Monroe, 154. Lemieux. I'm going to leave Lemieux at 60. Kell Brook, 147. Saul Canelo Alvarez, 154. Steve Rose, he just moved up to 150 from Vanis Martirosyan, 154. Like, come on.
Listen to me very, very carefully, okay? I don't want ever to be told to that Andre Ward how good he is, okay? Nobody tells me how good Andre Ward is. I tell them how good Andre Ward is. Andre Ward is probably one of the greatest fighters of all time. I think he goes down probably top 10 for sure in the next 10 years. The next 50 years, he might be considered top 5, top 3. Listen to me very carefully. Andre Ward is incredible. So if you're Golovkin and you're on his team and you know that you got something here, it's like a spark of fire. You know what I'm saying? Like what are the Boy Scouts? You know what I'm saying? They rubbing them stick. Yeah, a little flint. Just you are going to sit there and say, yo, should we pour this gasoline on this bitch, or should we just keep rubbing these twigs together trying to make fire? Nah, bro. They didn't go after Andre Ward. They didn't want that fight. And there's nothing wrong with not wanting that fight, other than the fact you said it in the media like a dumbass. Okay, but you get a pass because people do that all the time. So you're sitting here telling us how good Andre Ward was, but you're negating the fact that all of this is on the precipice of a 160-pounder being scared of a 168-pounder and having to go through Andre Ward to prove what? Other than a financial viability, what does it do for him in his record? And not just that, his brand. He goes in and loses to Andre Ward. It could be devastating. But at the same time, he could go 160 unified titles and have the career that he ended up having, bro.
But check it out, though.
You got to give credit for that.
Well, check it out though. Like we keep giving him shit that he didn't step up. You know, he didn't dare to be great or whatever the hell y'all want to call it. But like who in the past? Like let's see who like Mayweather. Let's go with Mayweather. Fuck it. Who did Mayweather move up and weight and face where you was like, damn, he taking an ultimate risk right now?
Nobody.
Like everything's fucking calculated.
This always makes it sound like it's the De La Hoya thing. But De La Hoya wasn't some actual junior middleweight. De La Hoya wasn't some way too big guy for Floyd Mayweather. Like, that's not what that was. Go ahead, Ness.
Nah, man.
Floyd, yo, that's because y'all don't know boxing. Floyd moved up
and fought Chicanero Hernandez, that's a step up. Huge step up. That was his first world title shot. Floyd stepped up and moved up in division to face.
And that's equivalent to
Hold
Andre
on.
Ward?
Hold on.
Who the fuck is that guy?
His first world title.
Yo, you're tripping if you're saying that that's the equivalent for Golovkin to
No
Andre
one,
Ward.
no one
That's what you're
said,
saying.
no one said that.
But that's the point.
No,
That's
that
the
isn't
point.
the
See,
point.
that's what
That
I'm
isn't the
saying.
point.
He's trying to
Yo,
he's not even trying to
hold
broaden
on.
the field. He's
Hold
trying
on.
to change the court.
Hold
He's
on.
trying to change the court.
Hold on.
Go ahead, bro.
Doomsday literally said Ness is trying to make it seem like Floyd fought all the tough guys. What was the word you used? Don't lie. Let him talk.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make.
No,
is that,
not what you was trying. What you said.
All right, let me speak. Calm down. Take a CBD tincture real quick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mikey CBD. Gonna calm this right now. Puff. Woosah. All right. The point I'm trying to make is that Triple G, you dogging Triple G right now because he ain't step up the ward and move up and dare to be great and all this shit, but like the fucking the actual fucking danger that he's in. Like when did Mayweather say, "Hey, I'm gonna move up, fight this dangerous ass fighter," all right, and made it happen? Like who you gonna get out for me?
Diego Corrales, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are y'all talking about?
Okay. Now it's Diego Corrales. Yeah, good.
What about Castillo? He didn't move up to face the WBC #1 Universal in Castillo. He didn't move up and wait to do that.
Yeah, but come on.
No. Stop cutting me off because y'all lying. Y'all lying.
We know that was not that big of a step up in comparison to the skills that Floyd Mayweather possessed. That man was a pound for pound oddity.
Now y'all wanna belittle. Now y'all wanna belittle what he did. So all I'm saying is he showed you a straight, consistent path of moving up. You know what I'm saying? He moved up and fought dudes. When people thought he wasn't going to fight Diego, he fought Diego. Meanwhile, the fight right before Diego, when he fought Manuel Augustus, that was at 35. He went down to fight Diego, okay? So, and then Diego was undefeated at the time. No problem. I'm going to move back up and beat who you think is #1 in Castillo. Oh, you thought I lost? You thought it was tight? I'm going to do it back to back, okay? Now I'm going to keep dominating, right? And I'm going to beat up Arturo Gatti. In the meantime, let me move up,
This
right?
man is really going through his whole resume.
Because you try to lie. You try to lie. You try to lie. You tried to lie.
That's what he's really trying to do.
You tried to lie. He turned around and moved up versus De La Hoya too.
You asked, Doomy, you asked when did Floyd fight that big step up fighter where everybody was like, oh man,
and I named like 4
upper weight class, and this man said Arturo Gatti. That's what he said.
No, that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. Just like these Canelo haters, you know. So I got people over here side texting talking about Canelo never fought at 54. Like, yo, dog, how you listen to a show every day and you don't learn nothing about boxing?
That's crazy.
Like,
what?
He's literally typing that. He's typing that in the Skype chat, so everybody else that knows boxing knows that he doesn't know boxing.
Oh,
like
funny.
Canelo unified at 54, man. You gotta
this
like
kind of
stop,
bullshit.
man.
We gotta
go.
I
know.
gotta split at 11, but man, this conversation's
Let me
opened
see
up.
who's next. I know we didn't give J-Mac his boomerang, so we're gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna split. Listen, let me give my shout outs real quick. Because I really do. I had to go 15 minutes ago. I'll see you for Untitled tonight at Maury Mugi on Twitter, at Maury Mugi on Instagram.
Peace. Let me go. Trey Boomerang, what's up? No, you said give it to some. You gave it to JT, and I think we did that, right?
Yeah,
Text
JT.
me. What did you say?
I'm here. I'm here. I didn't say give it to nobody today. I was busy this morning.
Okay.
I just want y'all to hear my new song. Bump Lufkin. They defending that nigga, man. Shit. I missed most of the first half of the show. Did we have any interviews and shit this morning?
Nah, not today.
Oh, all right. Man, hey, they was defending Bum Lufkin hard. And a lot of them Eastern European dudes are a lot of hype, but I think earlier y'all left out Better Be. I kind of like that dude. That's my first thought.
And Better Beeve, I still want him to get tested, please. My man got knocked down by James Page. He got knocked down by Callum Johnson. Like, he ain't fight Adonis Stevenson, and I get it. Adonis now is not the same fighter, and the dude that beat Adonis is who he fought. I get that.
Yo, he
But that
being
ain't
a
the
fighter.
power. That ain't the power. You know, when he faced like a Kovalev style of puncher, now Kovalev ain't the same dude he is either. So it's Better Beef's turn, man. It's his turn. But, you know, strategic.
He next up right now.
I mean, if you say so. My Gene Babe, Boomerang, what up?
Yeah, what up, man?
Morning.
I jumped on because you guys were talking about Triple G, and I'm a fan of Triple G, but it frustrates me that everybody thinks that, he's the all and be all, and I don't know. I do think that he was ducked for a majority part of his career, but the question I got for you guys is, who gets into the Hall of Fame first, Triple G or Rigo? They both have been ducked probably just as much.
Triple G, man.
Triple G, I'm going
Triple
with,
G,
bro.
man, because his career was more in the limelight. That's the thing, man.
Steady
Exposure is always going to keep you in the minds of the writers, and the writers are the ones that vote you in.
Yeah, he was more steady.
That's sad, man. That's sad. Rigo's definitely the black sheep of this era, for sure. To me, he was the best fighter ever that I had ever seen in his prime, man. Everybody left that division because of him. He never got a chance to fight anybody. Sad.
Yeah, nah, his greatness will always be remembered. But like Ness says, man, the writers, they Triple G, just his career was more steady and had a steady flow.
Bro, he was being pushed, man. It's like I said, two failed pay-per-views, and they still say he was an A-side. Anytime you do less than 200, bro, you hemorrhaging the network, but, people made it seem like it was okay. We got Sid in Orlando. Talk to me.
Hey, what up, man? Everybody need to like the video. I'm not sure what the topics was because I came in late, but I think I heard something about Better Beef and Canelo. If that's true, I'd like to see it. I don't care who wins. That'd just be a good fight. But real quick, man, I feel like certain times when y'all debating, your co-hosts just want to prove you wrong, so they just keep spinning narratives and everything. And I feel like certain people, they just pushing narratives for certain people. Like, they'll go for the black person only if it's just to bust your ass in a debate. But other than that, they ain't giving fair credit and just keeping shit straight real down the pipe. So for this show purpose, they need to spit facts instead of just trying to prove you wrong or whatever, because sometimes they make this shit unbearable, dog. But I'm still
speak on it. What is it then?
Nigga, I just said it. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't being specific. What exactly is it that we just pushing narratives just for the wind of it?
I feel all right. Well, I feel
Where
like
am I not standing 10 toes down on my narrative? Like, speak your mind, champ.
Did I say your name? Nah, really, I'm talking.
The co-host. You just say Mario or me or Enrique. Ain't too many of us.
Let me step outside. The baby was asleep real quick. Nah, I feel like you, Mario, like today, y'all spinning narratives on whatever just to prove Ness wrong. But when it comes to these all of these black people or whatever, y'all always make it seem like Triple G, damn well that he ducked Andre Ward for every fucking reason. And when they was supposed to motherfucking get to the negotiating, that motherfucker signed that damn contract so fucking fast. Andre Ward had to move up to 175 to try to get motherfucking credit. And y'all still ain't give it to him after the Kovalev. No matter how that shit went, this nigga ended up retiring early. All I'm saying is when it comes to people, like any fucking dark person, watch how y'all don't give them credit. But if it's a fucking Spanish or white, y'all on they balls. If you think I'm lying, just keep doing your show. And if you want me to prove it, I'll motherfucking go on the Skype and I will post every fucking thing that I'm talking about.
So you saying that I'm pushing white
fighters more than
black
mostly
fighters.
Mario, so get out your panties. It's mostly Mario, but at times you do. I post the shit up back in the Skype or whatever, so it won't just be all tight. What you say?
Fuck
That's a
naming
nigga
people.
duro, bro.
I'm going to
Yeah.
shoot this shit to y'all in Skype or whatever, and motherfucker, you could listen to yourself, dog. Y'all niggas low key racist, dog. Not Ness, but
Yo,
those rest of those
you
people.
low key out
That,
your mind.
hey, I'll be out my mind, but Ness, no, I don't even go back and forth with nobody. I'm always respectful, always calm and everything. But
Bro, you
listening
just
to this
called me
shit
a low
every
key
day,
racist, man. You need to
He
get the
didn't
hell off the
say you.
line,
He
man.
didn't say
yeah,
you.
yeah, he look, the people
You
that get
not
offended that
listening.
bad, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got, Ness. Shout out to niggas being fair, straight down the pipe, and good shit on your show,
Man,
dog.
you racist, man. Get out of
He
here.
didn't say you.
Man, he just said that, bro.
He didn't say you.
I don't tolerate none of that shit. None of that racist shit, bro. I'm from the hood, bro. I grew up with all my people. So get that shit out the way. Go wash your face and clear that shit up.
But it's like I told you, man. That's why I was telling you it's not good to debate a topic doing the research on spot because, there's a lot of stuff that went down with that war shit. Believe me.
Well, yeah, and we spoke on it. And I don't understand where somebody goes and says that.
But he's not talking about you. He's saying Mario knows better. Mario knew he ducked him, and Mario was spinning the narrative just to make me look so that I lose the debate. You are not listening to what he's saying.
Just don't come on the show with no racist.
Nah,
stuff,
that's
man.
the
That shit
problem. You
upsets
getting
me.
hung up on a one word, and you're not listening to his entire
We can go back and listen
argument.
to it again. I know what he said.
You gonna have
whatever.
to. I heard what he said. You gonna have to. I heard it. Did we ever get the Stone Bone? Stone Bone, give me a flash if I did or I didn't. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I think we did. All right. So we got J Mac, Boomerang. Talk to us.
Correction. Kyle Juice couldn't make 154, so he's fighting at 155, which he created.
That's a
his
lie.
Weight class.
That's a
Kyle
lie.
Juice
That's
fought
a
at
lie.
155, not
That's a
154, because
lie.
his fat ass couldn't make
That's
it
a
down there
lie.
because he was
See,
too juiced up off the Kyle
you don't
Juice he
got
got. Can I get my
internet?
call off?
You don't
Can
got
I get my
internet?
call off?
Not
I'm glad
telling
you just
lies.
finished on here.
Not
Can
telling
I finish my
lies.
call?
Not
I'm
telling
glad you
lies.
got on here. I'm glad you got on here breaking down Golovkin resume. So guess who have him as his best win on his resume?
Kovalev is his best win.
No,
Kovalev is best win. Kovalev is best
is
win.
his best win
Kovalev
on
is
Kyle
best
Juice's
win.
resume. Get it
Kovalev.
correct. Not 154, 155.
Kovalev never fought
I forgot
154
my other point.
pounders.
Let me finish.
You don't know nothing about boxing. That's why you saying that.
Let me finish. The Andre Ward debate is just disgusting that you got to sit down and talk about him ducking Golovkin. Oh my goodness. So we spinning narratives just to fit, like Sid just said. I ain't calling nobody racist, but for you to argue saying that he was ducking a fucking Triple G, Andre Ward wanted the Triple G smoke. He was talking that shit and he called him out. And Triple G said he in his fucking broken ass language at the time say he's too good for me, too big. So to sit up there and say Andre Ward ducked a fucking Triple G, it's just crazy, man. Whoever saying that, Mario. Alex, whoever, if you saying that dumb shit, you have no business speaking fucking boxing. That's my call.
Well, you shouldn't be telling nobody not to speak boxing because obviously you don't even know how to fucking use the internet because all you got to do is Google to see that motherfucking Canelo fought at 54 many times. Many times. You either blonde, dumb, or extra dumb. You see what I'm saying? Because how you come up here yelling, screaming, hollering, cow juice when he's literally got multiple fights at 54 and unified the division. Get your ass out your head, bruh. What's wrong with you? Why you want to keep being wrong every day? Before you waste your fucking call, please Google. I just told Alex that. You look so silly, man. You look so silly. It's so stupid to call in and waste your fucking call saying someone ain't fight at a division when you could just Google that shit. You could just Google and not be wrong. Come on, man. Israel, talk to me, man.
Hey, fellas, just wanted to check in. I was busy with work earlier. Just got to show J Max some respect, as he's my manager now. He's not gonna let you sleep on me. So let's just take it easy here. Come on, let's keep the peace. That's my call.
Yo, you gotta practice the delivery, man. I hear you. Good. Look, he's a good manager. He gonna get you where you gotta get to. I'm not denying that, but he need to use Google. Google's his friend. You know, I mean, I got Google here, and I see multiple 154-pound fights, and I see the most important one is the unification for the man. You know what I mean? He's actually a two-time division 154-pound champ. So I don't even know where these guys get this ridiculous shit from. Google's everyone's friend. King Born, talk to us.
Yo, why your man ran off? Yo, Mario, Nash, you the fucking man. You know why? Because you know what the hell you talking about. Everybody knew that Triple G was the great white height. If he would have lost to Jacobs, that shit wouldn't even, that railroad would have been fucked up. So they pumped him up, right?
60 seconds.
Jacobs almost beat him. Everybody know Andre, he didn't want no smoke with Andre Ward. But here's my problem, and it's nothing with you doing me, right? Mario is a fucking troll. Everybody knows this. He start the narrative up and shit. Then he talking about Mayweather. Mayweather, you know how nice Diego Corrales was? Undefeated and all that in the champ and Juan Luis Castillo. Yo, Les, do not let Mario set you off because he be on that bullshit. That's why a lot of us, me, JT, Matt, I'm not trying to put my name in all that. He start the bullshit just to prove you wrong, and then he run off. Come on, man. Fucking up the shit.
10 seconds.
Let's go, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And shit is right. And shit is right. It's not about the racist shit. It's that Mario want to come with some extra shit all the time, man. Y'all was going back to this shit for like an hour. All because of Mario. Right or wrong, Ness? Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think you're right. If he would have shot me some bail, like, yeah, man, you know, Triple G could have made that fight. He wanted a big fight, and the big fight was available. He just didn't take it because it was a tough fight. And we could have moved on because that's reality. Like, he had options. You could say that. You could say he had options, but to say...
He start that shit up, man. He always want to be right. You like the rip. You like the L with the clientele. You know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? And this shit getting mad at me. That's why everybody like, damn, Mario going here. You know what I'm saying? He don't got no chill. And I wish he could hear this. Come on, man.
He gonna listen. He went to a doctor's appointment, but he gonna listen. But listen, King, right, man, let me get to some other people, man. I want to thank you, obviously, for calling in. Look, man, I just know, man, I interviewed Lawfer. You know, I lived through all those little Triple G, you know, interviews of him being like, you know, Andre Ward. No, he's a good fighter. He's good, great fighter. It's a great fighter.
It was always hard to get him on the mic too.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard, but he definitely spoke, and he never said I could beat Ward. Like, he knew what it was, man. And Trey Boomerang. Thank you, JT. Trey, you
there? Man, listen. Yeah. I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Hey, your man Mario do sounding sketchy a lot of the times, man. And Doomy. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, hey, and Doomy, man, the hit dog will holler. He wasn't talking to you, bro. He wasn't even talking about you, man. You got all defensive, man.
I know, my bad, man. Yo, shout out
he
to
was
the
talking about Mario, man.
Like,
he talking about Mario, man.
I despise that shit so much. And like, yo, my dad blacker than fucking Ness. So it's like, yeah, I definitely.
Hey, but see your boy, hey Mario dude, don't be giving the black fighters credit. He just gave Triple G credit for ducking Andre Ward. He had a whole motherfucking explanation. Your boy do be sounding sketchy. That's why I came at his ass about that George Foreman shit one day. You know what I'm saying? And then he just does a whole bunch of weird shit. But I mean, I'm at work. I enjoy the argument. Y'all keep me laughing and having people looking at me crazy to the motherfucker wonder why I'm laughing for no goddamn reason. But shit, man. That's my second call, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Trey. Well, thank you. My Jimba, did we go 2 on you already? All right. So that is
nah.
Okay. Talk to us.
So yeah, I remember Abel was the one that started the whole situation with Triple G going up in weight, saying that he was the best fighter at 68 and 60. And that's the whole situation that started it. And then they had to backtrack once Ward was willing to take them up on that offer. So he definitely dug war. Definitely dug war. But anyway, forget Triple G. Shout out to my man Rigo, greatest fighter of his generation. Nobody's gonna ever know about.
Batman, thanks for calling in. Listen,
I think Rigo will make it to the fucking boxing Hall of Fame. I mean,
no, but we didn't say that he wouldn't. I said that he said the question was who would get there first.
Oh, okay.
And Gennadi's gonna get there first.
Yo, but like, doesn't that depend on who retires first?
That is also true. That is also true. But you could also take that question into first ballot. Because everybody don't make first ballot. Like, if you were amongst good company, you ain't getting in.
So wait a minute. So what does it mean to make first ballot? Like, what is it that I got that makes me
as soon as you
ballot?
retire for 5 years, they calling you up.
So I got to be retired 5 years to get a first ballot.
You got to be retired 5 years to be considered in the Hall of Fame period. Yeah, you got to be out. You got to be out. They got to be sure that you out. You know how people
what's the
do.
second ballot Hall of Famer?
Bro, I think it comes every year, so you got to keep waiting till you get in. Like, you might not get in, bro. There's people that don't get in. That's why people get mad that Rocky's in there, because there's some good fighters that ain't in there. But, I'm always going to argue for Rocky. I think Rocky, is like Michael Jordan. He
inspired too many people.
Exactly. Movies make you believe, and there's plenty of people that, took up the sport or, believe or looked into the sport because of Rocky. You know what I mean? It was a very good movie. They need to do some more. I mean, Creed is cool. I like that they keep continuing it. I can't wait for Clubber Lane. I mean, fuck.
You know what it is? Like, could you? I don't know. You can't possibly, keep that movie, that Rocky movie, alive anymore. I mean, Creed was
absolutely they can. They could redo it. Listen, once upon a time, maybe 5 years ago, because I'm a big movie guy, Zac Efron was supposed to.
Oh, remake, you mean?
What?
Oh.
Yo, Zac Efron could blow that. I mean, maybe not, because Rocky got that Philly swag, and he got that. He got that. But Efron is a good actor, so maybe he could change his voice, because like Christian Bale does that. Christian Bale gets into a role. He gets into a role. Have you ever seen Mechanic? Batman's, he gets into his roles, like physically, mentally, everything. These dudes, he's like Leisure. That's why Leisure went over the top to do Joker. So yeah, I mean, look, I think they could definitely redo Rocky.
We talk about potential Rocky remake characters on Untitled tonight.
Yes, I mean, if someone, yeah, we could definitely. We got a lot to talk about. Throw it in there. Look, man, that's everybody. I believe that's everybody. I shouldn't have left no man behind. I'm going to go ahead and end there. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Catch us on the next one. We definitely rocking out with Untitled tonight. If you're interested in Untitled, where we just kick back, we're going to talk everything. So if you want to talk boxing, you can still put your question in the post. And if you want to talk anything other than boxing, you can put that in there too. But we'll be back later tonight for Untitled. Make sure you check out that video on Patreon to learn how to turn on your notifications so you get the notification when we go live tonight. All right? Peace.
Cheers.
No social media, Dooms? You out?
Alex _Doomsday _ Linus IG, Twitter, Alex Linus TBV. We love y'all. We see y'all later. Cheers.
Stay safe. Next one.